on air. Myself. And if we get the volume to go down the music, the fader has to go down there.
I can't hear you.
You hear me?
No. Well, I hear you because you're in the same room as me,
Yes.
but not otherwise. Hey, Mo.
All right.
Moe Khan
We got to really trek through this here, I guess.
of FPF Media.
Yes.
How's it going, buddy?
I'm well.
Happy New Year, man.
All the best. And we have no screen either, huh?
No, it's a MASH unit. It's a MASH
That's
unit.
what you're going to get today.
Okay. We're going to have to truck through this show here. I'm Moe Khan alongside with Peeze, Della, Reeze. Iggy Magnets is in the chair of Eagle, who is in South Beach on the lip of the Everglades. What
Thank you guys for holding it down, by the way.
Did we? I don't know what we did last week.
The Hall of Fame announcements.
Yeah, whatever.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
All right.
So I feel similarly about something.
Yes,
As you know, I am a Miami Dolphins fan.
that is correct. Yes.
And while I'm happy they made the playoffs,
Yeah.
I've saw them win a playoff game in the year 2000 when Lamar Smith ran for 206 yards
Mm-hmm.
and somehow beat the Peyton Manning-led Indianapolis Colts. I then saw them lose a couple times. I think the last time they were in the playoffs was 2013.
Yes.
Should
2016.
I watch
2016.
Skylar Thompson in the playoffs?
Of course.
I don't know if it's of course.
You,
I think the answer is yes, but it can't be of course.
no, you have to. You're a
Why
Dolphin
do I
fan.
have to?
Because a Dolphin fan has to win or lose, even though the percentages are what, it's a 13.5 point favorite, right, for the Buffalo Bills. It was 13.5 the last time I checked in Vegas.
Yeah, they are. But
So-
I mean, it would have been a tough game either way. But I just feel like I'm watching, similar to our show today. I'm mashing it.
Yeah, this is so like we're like the Skylar Thompson of this show right now. That's
Yeah.
where we are.
So-
Yeah, I would watch it because it's playoff football and.
But
beats your
is it
team.
if Skylar Thompson's playing?
You never know. You never know. Peace.
I know.
Yeah.
I know.
You
I
never
know.
Peace.
I know.
It's going to be a
I
bad
know-
weekend of football. No Lamar Jackson. No
What are we even
Tua.
watching at this point?
Anyway, we can't talk about NFL. We're here to talk about
course.
FPF. That's what we're here to talk about, boys and
I
girls.
needed some therapy.
I know.
We'll continue this throughout the show.
Who are you, though?
We just announced it.
Oh,
Yeah.
I am lost.
Yeah, you are definitely lost. All right. Eagle's not here. We're here. Iggy, Peeze, and I. And it's week one wrapped in a bow tie. And before we get to the topics du jour, a reminder, it's week two. So it is photo day. Team photo day comes as of Saturday. So we try to make it as easy as possible for all those who are involved that please come on time and just give the photographers your time to take the photo either before or at halftime, maybe post game. But please take the photo and your individual headshots for those who don't have. Please, we insist, we encourage.
Yeah, we insist more than we encourage, and we will soon start to enforce.
That's true.
So more on that to come.
Yes.
I have a little announcement too, if you don't mind, Mo.
Yes, go for it. This is,
We're changing a little bit about how the media team is structured. We want to get more people involved. We have our senior writing staff, of which Iggy is part of it. Although I think this week I'm
struggling
Iggy.
right now.
But as Iggy leaves town after the show, this show was easier when all of us had less going on, huh?
Yeah, I know. For me, it's a busy month. I'm not here next week.
Yeah.
And I'm not here February 2nd. I think the 9th. I think. I don't know, man. I'm in and out this season.
So we're giving everyone the same content that they've got and more. It's just going to be in different places.
Mhm.
One of the things Iggy and I are working on, for example, is we're going to move the power rankings league-wide to Instagram, where Iggy's going to host an Instagram segment talking about why some teams moved up and down. It'll be a real, probably starting week 2 based on Iggy's travel schedule.
Yes.
Yeah.
Week 2.
Yeah. So we'll,
Week 2 power ranking.
but that's okay. Let's give some time for the league to unfold
Yeah,
a little
let
bit.
it marinate a little bit here.
New staff writer Raf
Yeah.
Morelli put out his power ranking for Div 4 to get us started. So, welcome to Raf and William Power as new writers for
Oh
FPF.
my God, Raf Morelli. We can do the Paisan of the Week now with Raf Morelli.
We can do.
We can bring it back.
Yeah.
People were asking about the Paisan of the Week.
Yeah.
We do. It's a segment we do need to bring back.
I'll send Morelli a DM after. So as you're saying, so Morelli's on, William Power's on. Who else is on this roster of?
Moe Khan.
Apparently, I'm on this list as well.
You're a
I'm
writer
on this
now.
list. Yeah.
Yeah, you're on the media team as well, Mo. I don't know if you
Apparently,
know
I
this.
am. I'm quarterbacking
Marc-André
something.
Marie-Laure Chaput is covering co-ed and women's.
Nice.
Ben Bodkin and you said who? Marc-André
Marc-André
Desaulniers is back
Desaulniers.
giving us francophone content.
Right.
We're working with Samuel Pelcha, who was helping us with the Instagram page.
Doing
He's
some
providing
fantastic stuff with
some
the IG
content
stuff.
as well.
Yeah.
He did a great job week 1, by the way,
Oh,
opening
yeah.
day. It was
Absolutely.
really exciting. And I've invited some contributors, of which you'll be hearing about as soon as they start publishing. They're going to be including recaps. All of the recaps across all divisions are going to go to a central article
Mm-hmm.
that's going to come out probably Friday or Saturday. So the divisional articles will still exist. They're going to cover more in-depth stories. It's going to be basically our most experienced storytellers in FPF, and some people we're giving a shot to,
Right.
telling stories about the divisions for which they know the best. And we'll get some insights there. I'm going to be talking about, for example, this week, I'll be talking about some of the returning teams in Div 6 and what to expect from them.
Yeah.
And I don't have a topic yet for Div 5, but we'll figure something out. So I'm covering Div 5 and 6 for Iggy this week.
Maybe I can do Div 5 because it's not so long anymore, the articles.
Yeah.
I started my intro.
Oh, cool. There you go.
Yeah. But the intro is just introducing myself.
Send it to me and I'll take full credit.
Hello, I'm Iggy.
Yes.
Nice to meet you.
Yes, that's
Yeah, and I'm going to be around in some different places. We're also going to introduce a daily fantasy segment called Peeze Against the World.
Okay.
So every week, a member of the
hell was that?
FPF. What?
What the hell was that?
I didn't hear. I don't have.
That was Brent Callender's laugh.
Oh, okay.
He's laughing at the FPF.
Okay. I thought it was you
fantasy.
coughing. Oh yeah.
So a member of the FPF community, a member of the contribution staff, or one of our writers, or any member of the media, and myself will all submit a daily fantasy lineup where there's a cap, where the cap number is calculated based on our player cap numbers, and you can submit a lineup like you would on DraftKings or FanDuel, whatever. And every week, those folks get a chance to compete against me. We're going to keep track, see who wins, and potentially you win a credit for next season.
Ooh.
Nice.
Very
Sorry?
nice.
I said nice.
Oh, I thought you said
Do
how
I have-
much. I was like, I don't know.
No, nice.
I just promised someone Rob's money and didn't clear it with him, so we'll find out soon.
Yeah, we'll find out. What the hell is this credit for? Who is this for?
We'll find out how much comes out of my paycheck.
$5,000?
Why is it going to these teams here for? Anyway.
Look,
all right.
all I can say, FPF, is if it's not $1,000, know that I have fought for $1,000.
Yeah. All right, let's dive into it. We have a lot to get to. This is our biggest season in the winter year. We have 12 divisions this year, a crazy amount. And since it's Iggy's first foray into this, hopefully the show goes off without a hitch. We'll dive into Division 1. All-Stars played Kangaroos. All-Stars crushed the Kangaroos. Peasy, from your viewpoints, surprised by the domination from the All-Stars or from the Kangaroos being very listless against the All-Stars?
I'm surprised you haven't yet called it the worst All-Stars / the finest team
I
that's
like this
ever-
All-Star team.
Ever been
It's a
put
very good
together.
All-Star team.
They're just weak at Russia, right?
No, they're very good at Russia. They have a rotation here.
For those who don't know, Moe Khan used to rush for the finest, and for years would say that any next team of the finest that he wasn't on wasn't quite as good as the previous
Yeah,
one.
exactly. Exactly.
I think maybe a combination of, okay, I got two terms for you. It's one you've heard of before. One is like championship hangover, right? You've heard that before.
Mhm.
They're coming off high from winning a championship. All Stars are coming in without that in mind, or
Right.
sort of clear head. The other thing is, I call it fall dystrophy. And what it is that there's a dysmorphic. Sorry, fall dysmorphia. That's the right word. There's a dysmorphic look at your opponents because the tiers are smaller and the competition is not exactly the same. So, like for some teams, fall was much more difficult than what you're used to because the pool of teams is smaller. Therefore, the range of competition, the range of divisions is much smaller. And so the range of competition within a division is much larger. And then if you're at the bottom of that, it's really tough. If you're Kangaroos, you're top of the heap, but you're not playing Div 1 ball, really. They were playing Div 1 caliber ball,
Right.
but the entire division wasn't a Division 1 caliber. What do you think, Iggy? I see you nodding.
Yes, yeah, I agree with your fallography.
Fallography.
Yes, assessment here.
I already forgot what I called it.
Dystopia?
No.
Falltopia? I don't know.
Oh, fall dysmorphia.
Yeah, I think in scorekeeping this game, I just think that Lazaro is off from with his receivers. Never had the rhythm. First drive of their opening act of the year, he goes 4 and out. You know, that's not going to help any cause, especially against the Kevin Wyeth-led team. But also, I just think there was a game within the game with the Shemerjan brothers on the All-Stars.
Yeah.
There is a bit of frosty relations with Dan Lazara, and in fact, that happened in the handshake line.
But why is that? Like, I don't know the backstory.
No, it's a great. That's the thing. It's like it's like who shot Biggie, right? Like who shot Biggie Smalls? There's all these theories here. There's all these theories about why the Samaritans and Lazaro may have had a
Elvis.
fallout. I don't know.
Elvis did.
Yeah, exactly. And in the handshake line, it's like they both did like a veer away from each other, like they were repelling each other's magnets, right? And then a lot of jibber jabber of talking going on back and forth. Nothing happened, thankfully not.
I mean, guys,
but-
just decide in advance who'll be big spoon, who'll be small spoon. You're fine.
yeah, and
That, as far as I understand, is the best way to resolve all relationship issues.
yeah, and it adds a bit of a spice to the recipe of this rivalry with All Stars and Kangaroos. And I just think I was more impressed with the All Stars because Lazaro had that first drive that didn't go anywhere, but then they got into the red zone and he threw a red zone INT to Chris Meyer, who returned it back for the pick 6, and that was it for the game. So I really think the defense for All Stars is they have different parts that they can put in at certain situations. So I like this team, how they're built up for their defense and what they can do with the matchups they have across the board.
Let's also take a minute to appreciate Kevin Wyeth.
Yeah.
Because, like, as the season goes on, we'll be bored of talking about how great he is because he's great. But I heard Tom Brady's become the new Chuck Norris, right? Like, the Tom Brady stats have gone so ridiculous. It's like, the whole thing of, like, when Chuck Norris gets into the water, he doesn't get wet. The water gets Chuck Norris.
Yeah.
And Tom Brady's kind of taken the mantle with his ridiculous stats. And the one that I heard this week was the one that blew my mind the most, which was Tom Brady has never played in a game where he's never started a game where his team was out of playoff contention. In his entire 21-year career, has never played a meaningless game. And I'd like to say, you can correct me on this, Moe, because you're from the pre-Peeze era.
Mm-hmm.
But can't you say the same for Kevin Wyeth at FPF?
Yeah, it's funny. I'm looking at his stats now, and he's at 71,000 odd yards, and then he's at 1,815 touchdowns.
It's ridiculous.
197
How many yards, by the way? Sorry?
71,183 yards.
It's ridiculous.
So recently looking at it, I was surprised to see I was up near like the top 10, right?
Mm-hmm.
And Simon Dagenet's up there too, and I was like, but like you'll never catch him
Never catch him.
because he's double the next dude. Like
Triple some of the guys.
yeah, but I'm saying I think he's double the second place in yardage, right? And he's double it. And by the way, those career stats that if you're looking at the leaders page, like the historical page, that's 2 years out of date.
Yeah.
It's 2 years out of date.
Yeah. He's off.
He has more. He is probably closer to I don't know 80,000 at this point.
Yeah, he's got lift off.
Yeah, my thing with the Chuck Norris version of Kevin Wyeth, like that whole spiel, is that Kevin Wyeth throws balls that you don't catch his balls. The balls catch you.
It absolutely does.
Yeah.
The ball catches you. I was there on Monday night in Saint Laurent, where he put up easily 55 points in Division B or 2. With the flex cap where Kevin Wyeth can now throwing with James Drysdale.
Oh, that seems fair.
And like he's just like, yeah, the ball's catching me.
Yeah. It's like it has magnets.
He throws hard, but the spiral is so perfect you can't drop it.
It's a pillow. It's it's crazy.
Yeah, so it's like a landing of a plane with no like turbulence. It's just down there.
Yeah.
So Kangaroos lose, and now they could stare at an 0-2 start. They will face Braves next, and you talk about
Tough start
to the schedule. But Flagmore Sack Braves 40-40. In fact, from what I was told, Braves scored what would have been the go-ahead game-winning touchdown against Flagmore Sack, but with one play left, Flagmore Sack hit a 40 bomb, tied it up, went for the extra point, didn't convert. 40-40 game here. I'm mesmerized by these two teams when they go at it, Peeze, because they always come down to the last play, and for whatever reason, the Braves cannot beat Flagmore Sack.
All right, I'll speak a little bit
It's-
and let you save your life.
It's the
Um,
dry winter air that
Yeah, it
Mo
is.
complains about every
Arizona,
winter
baby.
in the armpit of Montreal.
Yeah, the shipping container. So yeah, they
Montreal, though. The parking situation
yeah,
is terrible.
it's awful.
Yeah,
Uh,
it was bad.
The if we actually had a studio downtown, the parking might be better. Let's just put it that way. So every time Flag Mossack is playing in FPF,
Yeah,
it draws a smile for me ear to ear. They're one of my favorite franchises in the history of FPF. I love their approach to the game. And the way like both Braves and Flag Mossack are prolific offenses that can score on anybody, and the difficulty playing against either team is how many points you can you keep pace with them, right? But these are the two teams that do that.
mm-hmm.
You know, and despite Nedo Pugh's mistake, it doesn't, and like he plays like mistakes don't matter, right? Like he's a gunslinger, he's gonna go out, he's gonna throw more interceptions than like Joe Maheu and Kevin Wyeth, but he's gonna keep the pace, he's gonna keep the pedal down the entire time, and it applies pressure in a way that Braves, who are slightly more methodical, it feels like it puts them off their game just enough to keep Flag Mossack in the game.
Yeah. I think Alex is a great reader of the field, and it's like he knows what the Braves are going to run on defense, and it's like it's literally soft toss of him, like a baseball pitch, right, warming up.
Mm-hmm.
It's like he just warms up there and he's just throwing darts to his receivers in the open spots. And if you go back to history with these two teams, right, even go back to the spring or was it the winter or spring, whatever season it was, they went score for score, and they went down to last place and stuff. And I know they tied here, and remember, there's only one team that gets the bye, right? The one seed gets the bye, so there's no two spots to be had here. And maybe that tie does impact the overall standings, so that maybe they lose out by one to maybe All-Stars, or who knows who might be the number one seed by the end of March, whatever it is. But I just think this is a fascinating game. They'll have one more game here when they play each other later on in the year. But it's going to be unique to see how they go going head-to-head here. The Kangaroos, All-Stars, Flag Mossack, and the Braves. Those four teams will play each other 6 times, right, per team. So that's going to be fascinating to see if they can knock each other out here, and it might create some sort of parity within the top end of those teams with the bottom end. But you speak of the new teams here, Peeze.
Well, just before we get to new
Yeah.
teams, there's two additions to these teams I want to draw attention to.
Yeah.
The first is Pat Chenard looking like he's a full-time member of Flag Mossack for the first time.
He's
Pat
gone from
Chenard?
orange to blue, yeah.
Or Nicholas Arsenault-Hum, or both.
I'm not sure if Nick Arsenault. I think Arsenault-Hum played a full season with them before.
I
I'm
don't
looking
think he
at it
did.
now.
I don't think he did at all.
No, you're right, actually. So, okay. They had 2 big pieces, actually.
Yeah.
Not that you mention it. So, is that the most impactful move in Div 1? Is them adding Pat Chenard and Nick Arsenault-Hum? Or is it the single edition of the Braves adding
Phil Farah.
Phil Farah, yeah.
I think
And they also added Guillaume Bellon, by the way. By the way, is excellent. But
Yeah.
just focusing on Phil Farah and what we've seen in his rise through FPF recently.
Well, I think Flag Mossack flex sealed their leagues on defense with Chenard and Arsalam, because their defense always give up a lot of points. I know they give up
as they allow the 40 points in the week
40, but
yeah,
It's the Braves.
but when they get
on key drives, it'll make a
yeah,
difference.
exactly. But it's expected. But now with them, their wealth of experience and how they can play defense, I think they can help erase some of the issues that lingers with this team. Where if they give up 45, they got to score 46, and they might end up winning maybe 38-20 now, as opposed to 38-35, as they would in years past. But it'll be fascinating to see how they can adjust. Phil Ferrand going to that offense will be massive. I think that really helps.
Yeah.
And there is a bit of a beef with Phil Ferrand leaving Party Crashers.
Okay.
It wasn't the most smooth send off of Ferrand leaving Party Crashers.
But
for
I mean,
Braves.
I feel like at this point the deal with Farah is it's pretty clear he's a mercenary.
Yeah, he is. Team to
That's
team, man.
fine. Like as long as you know the deal going in, right? Like
Yeah, some people don't, man. Some people don't. Some people take it like personally, right? They take it very personally.
You know what's the benefit of not having screen 3? You
What?
can't see the hole in your eye.
Oh my
Remember
god.
that?
Can you fix
I'm,
it?
I'm seeing it. It's like freaking me out.
For those watching, I don't have a hole in my eye.
It's like the Terminator, when he takes off his sunglasses and the eye has a hole.
It comes and goes too. That's the funny.
Perfect. That's amazing.
How could it be like 2 seasons and this hasn't been fixed?
That's amazing. That's so
Stop wearing
perfect.
glasses.
That's amazing.
Can't see anything without glasses.
Old boys double straddle. The two newest additions to Division One in terms of the new names here. What do you expect? I know Old Boys will open up their campaign on the weekend. They will play, I think, HGP Plus. Double Straddle won their opening game. They took out Party Crashers. Double Straddle led by Jeff Rosenblatt, who has played against Division A competition. This is his first real rodeo in Division One this year.
Jeff Rosenblatt deserves a ton of credit for what he's done. I remember him playing, not like it's a long time, but not that long ago in Div 6. And I looked at him and Corey Pecker in a similar way, that they don't seem like they should be successful in high divisions of flag football. But Jeff Rosenblatt is such a good decision maker, and he's such a good play caller. It feels as though surrounded with the right team, and he tends to build a team that really works for what he does.
Right.
He's always going to be competitive. Will they be able to keep pace with like the real top dogs, with Kangaroos or All Stars or even KGP and Flying West? Like maybe not, but are they that tiered below, like maybe around KGP's level? Maybe. I think they're about that.
If you remember in the spring season, they took out Lazara's team, whatever they were called that spring season in the last game.
Wasn't your name in the team name?
Yeah, like
probably.
convention or whatever.
Moe Khan, Mo Problems, or
Conspiracy.
Contraception.
Yeah, they had a whole bunch of them. All right, so
you should start a line of condoms.
Yeah, for
Contraception.
They played some of the tougher teams, like the upper teams, tough, and it'll be unique now with James and what he does as a whole, as Iggy's laughing his way through.
I think that it's just an offense that's always going to be moving the ball. James Drysdale is a great piece for what he likes to do. I see Kendall Myers playing back from his injury. That's a massive piece. Kendall was always a really good route runner, good solid hands and a fast guy. But he seems to have bulked up a little bit too the past couple of seasons.
Right.
So I think that'll help him in Div 1.
Jared Toe's on that roster for Double Straddle.
Sanders Armand is not a guy who's talked about a ton in FPF, partially because of the people in this room.
The man gave me
he's really good.
He gave me laundromat coins to pay off his flag belt on Sunday. I go, dude, what is this? Oh man, my bad. I'll be back.
Well,
my bad.
I mean, Mo, you gotta do laundry too, right? So
I know, but see, here's the thing though, right?
Yeah.
Double Straddle will play the Old Boys. That's who they're playing on Sunday. They could be 2-0, you know, and I'm not saying they'll be in control of the division. Who knows what the other games will play out? But man, if they're 2-0 after 2 games, it makes it a little bit easier because the margin of error will get a lot tougher because you will play the big hitters, the Braves, the All Stars, Kangaroos, Flag Mossack once each. So that's 4 times. So if you can win 4 of 6 of your group pods of games, I think you're in good shape going to playoffs.
I like the pieces on the Old Boys. Kenny Baye just coming off a crazy season with hashtag NR. We've talked about Miles Gibbon a ton, Marvin Steinberg as well, of course. There's 2 names that are not as familiar to a lot of guys in FPF, but they're really good football players. Yohan Miron hasn't played a ton in FPF, but he's a very, very, very solid 2-way player. And Edouard Valmé is an absolute game changer, especially on defense.
Yeah.
I don't know if all the pieces will come together. Right now, you've just opened up the puzzle box. It's supposed to look like Big Ben or some shit, and it's just a bunch of pieces, and you can see more of your table than you can see of the giant clock.
Yeah.
So whether or not that comes together in 10 weeks, that's going to come down to Miles Gibbon and Ryan Dobbs-Garnett and how they can sort of get this team together. I think they seem to be the central point to know everyone on the team. I could be wrong. I feels like the team was Ryan Dobbs-Garnett the captain?
Yeah.
I believe so, right? Yeah. I thought so. So, if they can bring it together, and like they're 2 guys who are really good leaders, so I can imagine they will. Awesome. I just fear that if the season goes difficult to start, it'll be harder to reel everyone in, you know?
So, for Old Boys, they open up with the back-to-back against Double Straddle. And then they go into the Eye of the Storm where they play Flag Mossack, All Stars.
Yeah, but so that's it's not a fun matchup for Old Boys to start because, like, I would have, if I'm Old Boys, I prefer to have Double Straddle later because Double Straddle are going to come in with some level of cohesion to begin with.
Yeah.
Where I think the Old Boys won't. I could be wrong.
They need to get
it
one.
might all click right away, but I just don't see that happening in Div 1.
But they need to get one win before they hit Flag West.
But I'm saying, do you think it'll happen?
I don't think so.
Can
I
we double
think
straddle the favorite? No, like a slight favorite, but let's say a 3.5 point favorite for both games.
so. They play 4 before this the Super Bowl bye week on Feb 12th. So they have 4 games, right? From here in Jan 15th until Feb 5th, right? I think they're 0-4.
Iggy, Feb, douche or no douche?
Yeah, douche.
There we
Okay,
go.
All right. Jan 15th.
No, just call it Ruary.
Yeah. Okay. Brewery.
Brew. It's the brew. It's the month of the brew.
Brewery.
Brew month.
That's better.
They I think will be 0-4 by the time they hit the bye week.
So
I think so as well.
And
I'll
it's-
say
yes. Go
I'll
ahead,
say it
Nicky.
like this: the last 3 weeks they face Kangaroos, Braves, and Party Crashers. They need the wins now. They need 2 wins in
But
these next 4.
Like if you're them, in your heart of hearts, and you look at that schedule, don't you wish you had double straddle like week 5 and 6?
Exactly.
6 and
That's what
7?
I'm saying. Like you're finishing off the season against Kangaroos, Joe Mayer and the Braves, and Party Crashers.
I think they could be Party. By that point,
But-
I think they'll be a better team than
Yeah.
Party.
But then if they sweep double double straddle, it kills.
Then everything we said doesn't mean
it
anything.
kills our argument, right?
But like
Yeah.
again, we haven't seen them play, so
Right.
it has the widest array of outcomes, right? Like, we don't know what they're gonna look like. So for all we know, they're gonna be perfect out the gates.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think that's likely, but whatever. Let's give that a 40-60 opportunity. Like, I'm not saying it's impossible. The team is excellent. It's a well-built team. It's a smartly built team. It's a team where I think fits Miles Gibbon really well. The team I think will be really good defensively also. But it's going to take a moment to develop that defensive cohesion. And Jeff Rosenblatt is not the quarterback you want to face because he's got a great system and he's such a good decision maker that when you're not 100%, he's going to take advantage of that.
Yeah.
He just will.
On to Division 2, and I was looking at these 2 teams, KHP or Josmedic. They didn't start their season yet. They're going to start your campaigns now. Right now, Peeze, if you look at it from the Division 2 teams in that level, how many teams are better than KGP and Josmedic? If there's any.
So, okay, we were asked I forgot who asked us to do this, but we got to do this. We got to call out Urjan Spizik.
we already
okay,
did it
Mike
last
Pierce.
week.
Who, sorry?
We did it
yeah,
last
Mike
week.
Pierce.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
already.
There's
did
also,
it.
but also on a separate note, I remember I was taking a nice stroll back to the parking lot at Hebert, and I said, so next winter, Jean Smezik, Div 1, and Justice Dupuis, my ex-teammate Justice Dupuis said, yeah, of course, that's where we're going, that's where we're going. And here they are, camping out in Div 2.
Yeah, loitering in Div 2.
Yeah, so, okay, now we've all officially called them out. Next.
Okay, so how many
So-
teams are better than them? If there's any teams
Are better than who?
than Josmedic and KGP.
Urjan Smezik and KGP. If it's a good terror squad season, sure.
They lost. They had a rough game. Didn't play well against Meridian Crown family.
Vengeance with Kevin Wyeth.
Sorry?
Vengeance with Kevin
Vengeance,
Wyeth.
yeah. We'll be up there.
Braves 2.0. Maybe. Like, it's fascinating because we spoke about it
Braves
preseason.
2.0 probably.
We spoke in preseason about this division and how it's great to have 12 in this division, but it's a loaded 12 teams. Like, this is a very good depth of teams in this division.
Yeah. Run It Once is a really good team too.
Yeah.
They had a rough start, but they're solid. I don't know if they're better than those 2 teams because KGP or Jean Smezik are likely to be amongst the class of the division. Vengeance will be tough. Yeah, Kevin Wyeth and Corking 55 points in Division 2 of Week 1. That's a signal. That's a signal for everyone to watch out.
So
And Braves 2.0. I think will be
the quote from Will Power was, he put up 55 on us, and I don't even feel like we played that bad defensively.
No.
Like, he just torched them. Like, the accuracy, the window he was throwing a
It
ball
was a
at,
practice
just-
session.
It was
was
practice, yeah.
training
It
session
was
for
a
him.
shooting range
Yeah.
out there, yeah.
So like Blessed as a defense in Div 2, I think will struggle. And where it'll be most obvious is the quarterbacks are used to throwing the windows in Division 1. Because what Blessed thinks is covered is not the same as what Kevin Wyeth thinks is covered. They just have a different definition of the word.
Yeah.
Same with John Mayer. Like
Yeah.
when John Mayer does a thing where he throws the ball to George Gary P 2 yards out of bounds, and George Gary P catches it, and there's literally nothing you can do. Like, short of standing out of bounds and knocking it out of his hands, it's the only thing you can do.
Yeah.
And you don't want to be covering the
No,
sideline.
you don't wanna be covering from
literally
out of bounds.
No, you don't. But right now, I don't. It's a debate that maybe we'll ask later on in the year about. There's also been KGP because we believe those are the two top teams of Division 2, right? Because of the history they've had winning championships of late. But Party Crashers Blue is a decent team. We talk about.
I think that's a good team who's like the second tier.
Yeah, but is it Vengeance and that's it, or we're putting Brace 2.0 in that conversation?
I go Vengeance, Braves, KGP, and Smith. That's the upper echelon of the division. Teams like Blessed and Party Crashers Blue have weaknesses, I think.
Which will be exposed by better quarterbacks.
Already Crime Family is going to be annoying to teams.
So that's the question we bring, right? How frustrating are they going to be? Because they were down 2 scores against Terror Squad.
Yeah.
And they come back to win it. And you can see that the frustration and confusion, how bamboozled they were. It looked like they were Bambi on ice at times, with Joey Taylor's offense really making it unpredictable for Terror Squad to really figure out what was being thrown at them. So how frustrating will they be in this division?
The thing with Joey's offense is Joey Taylor, to be clear, it's not particularly unpredictable. It's just that his execution is great, the timing is great, and it's a really, really intelligent way to move the ball through FPF. It is incredibly frustrating, but this is a division that sees a lot of man defense. That's where he's struggled in the past. That said, look at the team he's built. He's built a team of guys who are going to try and, like, Chris Miard's on the roster. If Chris Miard's there, that's a difficult matchup man-to-man. Rocco Cristiano is a very difficult matchup man-to-man. Dom Benevento is quicker than you would think. Eddie Lee is a really good, defender to have and a guy who's just really solid on offense as well. If he's your third or fourth target, that's a really good team.
Dom almost had more catches than yards caught.
Yeah,
Think
I
about
can see
that.
it.
Yeah.
He's playing snapper.
Yeah. He has like a rushing average of 4.3 per catch that
But
he had.
It's the snapper net offense is running screens basically. He's the outlet pass. It's like read 1, 2, 3 are there, drop it off to the snapper.
Yeah.
It's often the case.
And Dan DeMore playing on defense, by the way.
Sorry?
Dan DeMore's playing on defense as well. So.
Yeah, and of course, Danny DeMore.
He's in the top 10 in all-time interceptions in FPF. So
there's never been a greater difference between someone who's that excellent who looks like he gives less of a shit.
Yes.
Like, and like it's not like he's a dude. He loves FPF. He loves the game. He loves flag football. But he just has a very nonchalant,
demeanor,
laid-back demeanor.
Yeah.
It must be nice to be that good.
Yeah.
It must be nice to be that good.
It's like being rich and not giving a bleep that you lost $5 billion because you make it up the next day type of thing. I think Moretti Crime Family is going to be really tricky. If you can't figure out or diagnose how they're going to run their offense, it's going to be difficult it's going to frustrate teams. Not difficult. It's going to frustrate teams and annoy them. And they're going to get really twitchy and try to score quickly. And then you're playing into their hands of time of ball control offense, right? It's like kind of like the running game where it's ball control, but in a passing element. And I think now for Moretti Crime Family, if they're able to do that, I'm not saying they're going to go out and beat Vengeance. I'm not saying that, but they can definitely make it a lot more tricky.
It won't be 55 points scored against them.
No, it won't be. It'll be more like in the
just because there's not enough time in a game.
No, there isn't. It might be high 20s, low 30s at that point, but that plays into their hands. They don't care. If they want to play 2018, they'll play 2018 on you. They'll play 25-24. They'll play 25-24 on points, right? But that's going to be the key. Is that
and Joey Taylor's coming off a championship where they kind of won a lot of games ugly.
Yeah.
And they struggled early, and then they sort of all the pieces that were new to playing with him found their place. But now he's coming into a season where most of these folks have played with him before.
Yeah, for sure. It'll be fascinating to see. But here's the thing that I watched yesterday. The 4-5-0.
Why would you admit to being from Laval?
Touch foot 4-5-0.
Yeah.
Upset of the week, they took out Goth Skills. And, in fact, this game was phenomenal because Touch 4-5-0 were up by 2 scores with 6 plays left. More or less. They had 6-7 plays left, right? Goth Skills score, so it's a 1-score game going to 5 plays. And next thing you know, they throw a pick and Goskills has a chance. They score the touchdown. Penalties, it favored. There was a penalty on the extra point attempt, which favored Goskills, so they moved it up to the 5. Couldn't get the game-winning 2-point convert, but I want to give full props to TF 450 and their defense, because you look at a guy like Darren Wilshire, who's playing Division 1 with Kangaroos, who's playing this league a couple of times in lower divisions. He was able to befuddle and riddle Nick Shintomo with 2 pick sixes. That pass rush that they got from Jerry Bobriff, who had 3 sacks, 1 tackle, was an eyesore for Shintomo in that offense. Look, they got athletes that can match up in this division.
Mm-hmm.
My concern for TF 450 will be their offense, because it's not a traditional offense. It's that, in the park, we'll run a route and we'll throw you open.
I was going to ask how Darren Wilshire is at quarterback, because starting in Div 2 is tough.
No, he's going to get exposed as a quarterback, but that defense can ball though.
And it looks like he's running more 5 attempts, 35 rushing yards.
Yeah, it's your schoolyard type of football.
It's going to get tough in some games though to play that way, right? Like it's such a low margin way to win. I mean, we just praised Joey Taylor for playing a low margin game, but it took Joey Taylor a long time to figure out how to use that to his benefit against some of the top tier talent. And Joey Taylor's first championship was Division B, right? So maybe that's the case for Darren Wilshire, but I don't think you can figure that all out in one season. It's a hard position, man. It's a really hard position.
But guess who the next game is? Moretti Crime Family against Touch 450. That's gonna be a clash.
That's gonna be infuriating.
That's gonna be a clash of styles. It's
you know what it's gonna remind. It's gonna look like, for anyone who's colorblind, the time where on Thursday Night Football, the all red Bills versus the all green Jets.
Jets, that's right. Yes.
Mo, that looked like a vibrating football table to me. I couldn't tell one team from the other. Like it's gonna have that aesthetic. It's just gonna look like a vibrating FPF table.
Oh man, anyway. I'm intrigued by TF 450 and what they can present. Their defense is gonna play well, but I just think that they don't have enough horsepower on offense to keep up. They might steal a game as they did against Scott Scales. But it's the reason why they won that game is because their defense went on a 25-0 run in the second half. Yeah. They were down, I believe they were down 18-6 at halftime. And next thing you know, they're up 31-18 with like a minute left in the football game, right? Anyway, I'm going to be fascinated by this team. It's going to be unique to see how they play out moving forward. Division 3.
So this is the Moe Khan order.
Yeah, Division 3.
1, 2, 3.
Yeah, it would make it easy for this guy.
The creativity is insane.
Well, I figured at the end you guys just switched up, right?
Why? Why don't you just do it?
I just figured whatever is hot, man. I just laid out. This is a team effort here. It's a communal effort here. All right. Benny McMahon.
This guy is running the entire league. I got so much stuff going on with the media team. You can't move stuff around.
Well, I don't know. I just thought you guys want to
flip
move around.
the table.
I'm drinking a double-double for the first time in 10 years. It's so much sugar in this.
Man, this guy's going to be
you got Eagles coffee.
Yeah.
Well, I drank mine.
So funny story.
Thank you.
I didn't know Eagle wasn't in town. I bought him a coffee for tonight's show.
I'm drinking it.
I called him a coward for not answering my text earlier today.
I need the coffee now.
What? Sorry?
I need the coffee. That's why I'm drinking it, but it's like sugar. It's just pure sugar.
All
Just
right.
to think, for years I was buying him a
Div
triple.
3.
That's crazy. All right. So Benny McMahon is now a Division 3 quarterback.
Yes. And has been.
Well, he's moving up in the level because he was trying to go for 4A, couldn't get in because of the cap purpose and all that stuff.
There's no 4A.
Division
Just
4. For Division 4. Like, he didn't fit in 4. So, anyway, they got beat by Levesh Full yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
Had a rough day at the office. Their schedule is unforgiving for the next 3 games. It is not easy on the Fighting McMahons, the Fighting Bennies. How do you think he's going to do in this division as a quarterback? Because he's done very well in lower divisions in different whether spring or winter or in the Fall Cup. But now he's taking a step up in weight class. Can he excel at this level?
Yeah. Yeah, he was the best. He was the best quarterback in Division C. Division C is a slight step down from Div 3. Give him a second. He'll be fine. Look, Leverchfall, first of all, going to Jules Jimbal, the quarterback, now that he's played a little bit at FPF, with that squad around him.
Well, he's a ringer, actually.
I've played against Guillaume Bellon on defense. Dude is a menace.
Yeah, he is.
His ability to break down across the field and even like from a deep safety come down and make a tackle on the guy who's caught a ball in the open 3 yards away from line of scrimmage is insane. The dude is an absolute menace. They add William Trottier as well. Like it's a really good team. And I think it's gonna take a slight. What the hell is GIHF? Whatever. Vultures. So I think Vultures a second to figure it out. And Ben's not gonna throw 4 interceptions all the time. That's not gonna happen. He's gonna figure this out. I'm not worried.
No.
Next 3 games, they have Backyard Bullies. They have Arouche and Mongoose.
Does Ben, Iggy? Do you think Ben takes too many deep shots?
He didn't take
So-
any deep shots though.
So
didn't? Okay.
for me, this is not about Ben McMahon, more as what's surrounding him. Where like mine is James Drysdale because he's on.
Look, Chaz Kidder's
He's
good athlete. Kevin Donitz played with him forever. Joanne Edgill's excellent.
yeah.
Yes, great players. This looks like a Division 4 team to me.
It kind of does. Like now that you mention it, James Drysdale is not there.
Yeah.
Phil Roberts not there.
Yeah, Owen Bojowski is back after the injury he had in tackle football, so he's getting himself back in football.
Who's this,
shape.
sorry?
Owen Bojowski.
Oh yeah.
He can break your ankles like
Yeah,
kind
of
of like
course.
Ben
Yeah.
McMahon, but
But having 2 of those are ridiculous. But at the same time, it's not as well rounded as the Vultures team of
it's
last
more
spring.
that for my opinion, it's more that.
Yeah, and
But he's gonna have to lift them. Like that's the thing is like you earned your keep as quarterback, right? So now you need to take the next step.
I think he will take the next step. I just think it's going to take him a few weeks to get himself adjusted to this level of football, Division 3. It's not like, and a lot of these guys are tackle players, which is cool, but like it's a different game, right, when you get to the higher levels. And I look at it at a team that was for, say, Ryan Garber in particular. Ryan Garber had a tough day at the office. Didn't have a good day throwing the football at all. For KHP Raw, they got beat 47-24. I can see the frustration in his body language because it was not easy going up against a junkyard team that really had their way with KHP Raw. So in that question that I asked you about Ryan Garber, if you think Benny McMahon's going to be okay, can Ryan Garber equal the output of Benny McMahon and have a decent
Yeah.
year in Division 3?
Yeah. I never have a worry for Ryan Garber. The dude was ready to play in FPF when he was 16. Or younger, probably 15. Whenever I started coaching him, dude's excellent. Dude is as smart as it comes. One thing to note: no James Wiseman, no Khalil Kerr, no Phil Cutler. They did. Yeah, that's it. So
Jonathan Garfinkel, I see Gabe D'Amico.
no, I understand, but just like the cap space went to get into some of the higher division players, right?
Yeah.
could be a week 1
Yeah.
roster. And then
But that's what I'm saying. Like 3 guys on the roster that were submitted before
okay.
the season, not on the roster
gotcha.
week 1. So we don't know if this is the best version of them.
And here's the thing, though, right? They're going to play. It's a weird schedule because again, there's bye weeks for some teams here. They're going to play 3 games in a span of 31 days to start off the year. But then after the bye week, right, of the Super Bowl, they will go on a run of playing 7 in about, I would say, 33 days.
Yeah.
So it'll come
that's
thick
rough.
and fast after the bye week, which will begin for them on February 20th when they come back. So they have Jan 29th against Beer Belly Brigade, and then they wrap up against Bearskins on February 8th before the bye week comes into play. And so it's going to be a unique situation for Ryan Garber to get himself acclimatized to Division 3 as possible, but it's going to be unique to see how the schedule plays out.
I also confused James Wiseman for Gab Wiseman. That's on me.
I knew it.
That's on me.
Yeah, James
But still, no
Wiseman.
Khalil Kerr, no Phil Cutler. My point is still valid. It's just less valid.
Yeah, don't worry.
It's 67% that's valid.
James Wiseman is only a 7-footer
I
playing.
was gonna say
on the
taking
Golden
some
State
time off from the
Warriors.
Warriors. I guess he's not getting enough minutes.
No, he's not. He needs to get a run in FPF.
Yeah.
Get himself in football shape.
I would take that James Wiseman in FPF, no problem.
Yeah, he'd be a red zone nightmare for anyone who has to go up against him for a jump ball. Look, blue chips are back.
Yeah, that's fun.
Yeah,
I love blue chips.
Jordan Mitchell was an electrifying player. He was fun to watch as a quarterback. Could they regain their magic from a few years ago and be a team that's going to be electric and fun to watch on a weekly basis?
I think so. I think this is a good division for them. Jordan Mitchell is difficult to contain. He's already scored a running touchdown this season.
Already, shocker.
But They face a team in Never Overtime that I think might struggle in Division 3. And so I don't think it's an accurate litmus test just yet. But I also don't think when was the last time we even saw Blue Chips? Was it?
Before COVID.
Yeah.
I don't know that. So how
I
about
believe
this?
summer in
Winter 2019.
2019. Yeah,
Right,
that's what I thought.
because I don't know this team. So
That's
tell
shocking.
me-
When you don't know a thing,
yeah.
it's like
So Jordan Mitchell he's a small quarterback in physical stature. He's about like 5'7", 5'8".
So like my height is.
Yeah, he had like a not the off field, but the on field skill sets of the college era of Johnny Manziel. Like the kid's electric. Like he can run around and throw a 40-yard bomb on a dime. He plays with that intensity that he doesn't want to lose.
I would argue Johnny Manziel's never thrown the ball on a dime, but that's just me.
Yeah,
I never liked him even in college, so that's me.
but he just had this never lose mentality that no matter what the score is, I'm gonna ball out until we can't.
The stats kind of paint that picture because 6 for 16, 106, 2 passing TDs. It's not good.
It's
I
been
don't
a
know
while
what you
since he
think.
played. It's been 4 years since he played.
Yeah. But against like what Peeze is suggesting, against a Never Overtime team, Oli Sabourin coming off, starting his FBF career in Tier 3 and not doing so great. They moved on to AJ Gomes, Blue Dreamers did in Tier 3. Does look like they're going to struggle. I mean, I think it's a good game for both teams to have matched up in week 1.
Yeah.
But yeah,
the team will be good on defense. Jordan and Marcus Mitchell are very fast players, and it helps cover a lot of territory. Hennessy O'Reilly is really good too.
Coolest name in FBF, by the way.
yeah.
Sorry,
Hennessy O'Reilly, coolest
Yeah,
name in
Hennessy.
FBF.
it is the coolest name in FBF. Absolutely.
Yeah.
If you want us to mention you more, just be born with a cooler name.
Him and Skylar Bailiff. That's a cool name.
It's pretty
too.
good. It's
Yeah.
pretty good. Yeah. So that's. I think they'll be okay. I think they're gonna need the defense to carry them a little.
Yeah.
My whole thing of teams needing to score. Also, Iggy, I don't have my heads in, so like if I'm ever not talking to the mic and you hear my voice drop, just give me a sign or something.
No, you're good.
Speak up!
I realized a couple of times I moved my mouth away from the mic.
Speak up! Speak!
That's fine. That's great. It's like Eagles
Speak
here.
to the mic!
Yeah, I think they're gonna have to get built up by their defense a little bit, and then aside from that, I always say that in the playoffs you need to score 5 times to win a game. I don't know if they can do that. If they got to play 4 playoff games, I don't know if they can do that on a consistent basis
Yeah, it's
through a playoff run.
Yeah, hopefully
But
they'll
I think
get.
they're a playoff team.
Yeah, look, I think if their sea legs back in FPF, I think they'll be okay. I think they'll be very competitive in that division. Division 4, are you taking the Bruins or the Field to win this?
The field.
Yeah.
Easily the field. They're not the best team in the division by far.
Who do you like in this division then?
That guy in the production booth, first of all.
Drinking the coffee.
Yeah. That might be the best quarterback in the division.
Ah, come on, no.
That might be the best
Oh,
quarterback.
oh,
No, I'm
you-
not.
You
I'm not
just,
just
you
saying
just
it.
gave him the
No.
jinx.
I'll give you a name who's better. This guy's really good. Passing leader in Division 4 so far, Michael Caparelli. 4th
Yes.
in Schlong.
Really good too.
This guy can sling the ball.
But can they finish off the job that they missed out on in the spring season? Where unfortunately due to travel, they couldn't really field the football team and were done after 1 round.
Well, that's it. That's exactly the point. They didn't lose on the football field. They lost because they couldn't show up to the football field.
Yeah.
They stopped themselves.
Yeah, exactly.
They schlong themselves in the foot.
Then the
Came up
Reet
short.
The Reach really good.
over Bruins. The Reet over Bruins.
I would put the Reed over
They
Bruins.
put up, what, 40 something yesterday?
Yeah, it was an easy game for them. Easy
Yeah,
peasy.
it was easy. Exactly.
Yeah, the Reeds, they got some.
So give me the field as well.
I like Bandit's defense. Trap Stars will be plucky. Golden Eagles look much better than they did last season.
Yeah.
Couple of smart additions on the roster that I noticed. I saw that they added. Frederick Brunette was supposed to be there last year. I don't believe he played as much. That's a nice piece for. I think he fits really well with everything that Kevin Lubin does.
Yeah.
Diamond Bougie is interesting to see them making a move here into the division. I think Gilles Reginald playing 2 divisions at once and playing in a higher division with a group of not just tackle guys but fly guys also. He's going to learn a lot quickly, and that's going to be devastating to a lot of teams. But honestly, Iggy, Kiss My Eggs is going to be the best team, I think, in the division.
We've talked about this in past seasons.
Have you booked your tickets for the road show?
Maybe. When you build the roster and you're the worst, you should when you're building a roster, you should be the worst player on the team.
Yeah.
And like defensively, just I'll take myself off every time to let the other guys ball out on D. You know?
But it's across the board is a really strong roster.
Yeah.
So, Peeze, I'll ask you this question: will Iggy be playing or be in the production booth for a road show for this?
I mean,
34 final?
let's see. I don't know. I don't remember exactly how the playoffs work out in Div 4, but my point is, if they have to face Hot Sauce Sports before then, they won't make it because we're gonna win by 50. So that's the only thing stopping him is me.
Okay, fair
There
enough.
we go.
Then.
No, in all honesty, I think they're the odds-on favorite. They're better than Bruins. Bruins are good. I'm not shitting on Bruins. I think Bruins are a solid team. I think they need to fix their defense, which they've known for years. It's not a secret to them. They know their problem as well. But I think that the roster across the board is better for Kiss My In-Laws. Yeah.
Okay, so if you're a team that plays the maximum amount of playoff games, you would have to go through 5 rounds.
Jesus, that's a lot.
Wild card round would be seeds 9 through 24. Then the divisional round would be seeds 1 through 8. Will play the lowest.
Why are we
seeds.
doing calendar talk?
Anyway, I'm just
Whatever. I'm showing it on screen.
quarterfinals. And
Oh, you're showing the screen.
semifinals
Okay,
and
that's
finals.
better at least.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this so people understand how the playoff format works. That 24 to 29 do qualify. Top 8 get a bye week, and then if you're like Iggy, who might get a bye week, you only need 4 wins to get to the.
I would be shocked
4 pantheon.
if Kiss My In-Laws don't get a bye. The season already seems to be an abject failure. They need to be that good.
Like
They've underachieved if they don't get a
Like,
bye.
to be a top 8 team, I'd agree with you.
okay,
there.
so here's a question for you,
Yeah.
Iggy. Kiss
Like
My
some
Outlaws.
shit had to go wrong for you
Yeah,
guys
yeah,
not to get a bye.
Exactly, yeah.
Kiss My Outlaws
In-laws.
make it to the finals and lose on the last play, or get blown up by 30 plus points.
50.
What do
'cause
you offer?
50
what's-
plus. Like, what would be more of a failure? To lose by 50 in the finals or to lose by 1?
No, lose by 50 in the finals. Losing by 1 on the last play is not a
then
failure.
you left everything on the field.
Supposedly, unless Iggy threw a pick 6 on the last play.
Sorry?
Unless Iggy threw a pick 6.
Oh,
Even
yeah.
then,
that's different.
There you
Even
go.
then, like if you throw a pick because you're trying to, well, I mean, if you lose by 6, sorry, if you lose by 1, it means you were up and threw a pick 6. Obviously, that's terrible.
Yes,
But
yeah.
I'm saying like in a scenario where you're throwing a pick because you're trying to make a play to win the game, that's literally
That's playing the game.
that's playing the game, and you had a shot to win the game. That's what you want.
So a team that I'm really intrigued by is Wide Open Bar. They took out the Sheriff, who had a 2-score lead with Louis Bégin as the quarterback. And
But
they
Louis
have-
Bégin hasn't thrown in a while.
no,
He'll be better.
but yeah, and they did it without Jean Lucier, who was not there. Wide Open Bar, but I think Jean Lucier is a full-time member of Wide Open Bar.
He is, as far as I know. It's his team, no?
Yeah, exactly. He wasn't there. I'm just going to go on the assumption that maybe he's not, right? Maybe he's only there for 4 games. I don't know.
Yeah.
But if he is a full-time member, which we'll say he is blindly, they're going to be a dark horse. I think they could be a top 8 team.
Yeah. I don't see it. I think there's a lot of disorganization defensively. I think the offense is a little erratic. There's good playmakers. I just don't know if they can be consistent enough.
I think. See, here's the thing, right? With
Nice schedule to start though. Cunning Stunts, Friends with Danny, Mofos, Beset Sepat.
yeah, they could be 3-2 by the time.
That might be better than 3-2.
Yeah, they could be 3-2, 4-1 by the time
Yeah.
the bye week hits. You know, they can definitely hit that, and they have 4 games left before the bye week. So I think if they're minimum 3-2, I think it's a good start for them.
Yeah. I can see
Yeah.
them going 4-1. I just don't think they're in the top echelon of the division.
I don't think they're 9-1, but
No.
I think they can be in that conversation.
I think
of
they
7
finish
wins.
outside the top 8, but with a decent seed.
I think 6-7 wins.
Yeah.
I think they can hit. I think they can get for sure. But
I think like 7-8 wins is going to be the cutoff for the bye.
top 8?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think they can be in that conversation as well. Division 5A, Travis Moses now is a quarterback.
Yeah,
with him
love it.
University, right? Well, what's your take on that, gentlemen? Yeah, you guys are both quarterbacks in the league right now. Moses is going to 5A. Could he be another Jeff Rosenblatt who makes his way up the ladder and becomes a solid quarterback in FBF?
So Joey Notaro described playing with him versus playing with me, and he's like, "Look, the thing that Travis does, he'll put the ball up. He'll put the ball up. He lets his players go make plays. Travis throws the balls that he wants to get as a receiver, and it's a very receiver-friendly offense. And it's going to rely a lot on athleticism, which they have. They have a lot of, and Travis is no slouch himself, and he's got a great arm. The thing becomes, is that a sustainable offense, or does that become a very matchup dependent team?
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's what it comes down to.
Yeah, I think Travis will have his groin pains in this division.
I think it'll come in playoffs. I think regular season he'll be fine.
But as a quarter, but like I still
He's
think
played quarterback also before.
he has. But when's the last time he played quarterback though?
It's been a while.
Yeah, so I think the rust initially.
Winter 2018.
Right, so
up
it's
and
been
coming.
Yeah, it's been 5 years. 5 years since he last threw a dime in this league. But they can.
He did some throwing last year for hashtag NR, didn't he not?
Possibly, I'd have to look at
Yeah.
the playoff.
They won.
tournament.
Yes, they won a game with him at quarterback.
It's possible.
Did they? I don't remember.
Yeah,
I
it was a
don't
game.
remember.
Sinagra missed Joey sub for them.
So he did throw 2-to-1 TD-INT ratio.
Not great, but it was tier 1.
But it's tier 1.
Yeah.
I agreed.
Look, they can beat Minnesota Sobriety be 2-0. I think he'll be okay. I think what his likely numbers will be low 30s in touchdowns and 10, 12 INTs this year.
I could see him hitting 40. 4-to-1, 40-10.
So he's got to throw 4 touchdowns per game.
He threw 6 in the first one.
Yeah, like the thing is, if they have the matchups like the way I think they will against Minnesota Sobriety,
Mm-hmm.
that's gonna be an issue because they're fast. They're really good athletes. They're going to struggle because there's a lot of players who are new to FPF.
Yeah.
But Travis is a smart defensive player in FPF, so he's going to help shore up that side of the ball. His athleticism at quarterback, when people don't run the right routes and things break down, that's going to help a ton. The fact that he can score from anywhere in the field because he's got a great arm, all these things are going to help. And he just went toe to toe with a team that I think is pretty good in Backwoods Football Club.
Yeah. Yeah. I'll be fascinated to see how he does this year, and if he take that next step in the quarterback. And when you look at it now in this division here, do you have full confidence in Wib or Red Knot Skins on having a successful deep playoff run this year?
I like Wib a lot.
Yeah, we were high on them in,
This Fall
granted,
Cup,
it was
yes.
tier 4 of Fall Cup, but the West Island boys are back, moving up in now in Division 5A.
Yeah. So I thought they had a tier 1 receiving group in tier 3.
Yeah.
Or was it tier 4?
4.
Tier 4. Jesus.
Yep.
Zach Stacy proved to be the better quarterback. I still think this is such a good team if Zach Stacy's able to play receiver and they have a quarterback playing. But Skylar Bailiff is a really good receiver. Nick DeMalo is incredibly fast. Mike B didn't play this game. And
Badi Babungi.
I don't know if you know this dude yet, Mo, but this dude is
Yeah, I've seen him play.
fast as hell.
Yeah, he's a great player.
Julian McLaren Thompson's on this team. Like it's just loaded across the board.
Again.
Yeah, they
and Stacy's gotten a whole season under his belt at quarterback. I'm not even. Zach Stacy's a good quarterback. I'm saying if they had a quarterback and had him as a receiver, the team is unstoppable.
Yeah.
right.
Like I can't even think of like, just a bang average quarterback in this division. Like Marc-Andre Desaulniers, for example. If he had these receivers, just running open all over the field, you know what I mean? Just pick any quarterback. It doesn't matter. Michael Iotis, great. That would be insane. You know what I mean? And so I think they're going to be awesome.
Mm-hmm.
I'm high on them because even without the elite quarterback play, Zach Stacy is learning to get to that point, and he's good enough to get this team, who's already stacked without him on the receiving core, to the next level.
Yeah, I score kept their game against Rico Riders, and Rico Riders have some decent players on the team. Darren Basmajan, Justin Long on the roster, and they just toyed with them. They played well on both sides of the football. And when you look at what they did for quarterback play with Zach Stacy, he was in control of the narrative, almost threw for 260 in the game, 5 touchdown passes. And it was the spreading the football. I know Scotty Baith got the bulk of targets and yards, but everyone on that roster plays their role to near perfection and makes them so lethal that if Scotty's having a bad day, it could be Julian McLaren's day to shine, or it could be Mike Collard's day to shine, or whoever might be that day, that centerpiece, central figure of that whole offensive characters that they have going for them.
Like putting 40 up against Lerner, Greg Gritzellas, those are experienced players and really good players. That's scary. That's scary for Division 5.
When we look at it from this perspective, I mean, Wib might have that chance to really run the table and be a team in the conversation in Div 5A and what they can do for that season coming up.
Yeah. No, it's I think it'll be really good.
Yeah.
I think it'll be really good.
Penetrators in Div 5B. Could they carry over their Fall Cup success? They had a thriller, which Iggy and I did call for the Fall Cup final in December.
Probably one of the greatest comebacks in finals history.
Down by 3 scores, they end up winning. In the second half.
Yeah.
In overtime.
Yeah, and we got kicked out of the complex.
Yeah.
I was so sick the day of that game, and I'm watching on my phone, and like passing it out, and like what's going on in this game? How is this game still happening?
So could they carry that Fall Cup success into this winter season?
Yeah. This is the division they should be in. Justin Goodman is developing, and he has some raw physical skills that'll help along the way. Nick Fawn was targeted 4 times. It wasn't an over-reliance on him. We're starting to see him trust more guys like Jake Halpern, for example. I think this team is good athletes. They are players who play above their cap hit, which is valuable in FPF.
Mm-hmm.
Especially when you get to divisions that are hard to squeeze into, like 5B. I think they're one of the best teams. They played the Warriors. The Warriors have been around a long time. And Zach Ziegler and Benji Ziegler, Adam Rabinovich, that's a lot of athleticism for anyone to handle. And they hung in. They hung in against a very seasoned team. And had they just been a little more adaptive in the second half, I think that's one thing that Justin Goodman has to prove on is scripting his second half and leaving something in the tank that he hasn't shown his opposition yet, because that's something we see a lot. I've been a victim of that as I moved up in divisions, is that as you move up in each division, the other team adapts more than the division you were in before. And they get more and more familiar with you because the community gets more and more familiar with each other.
Right. So in that case, though, when you look at this division now as a whole, what sticks out for you the most about Division 5B and what could be this year? Like Magic Lauzon, I think, is going to have a really good year, and he was really impressive over the weekend for what he did as a quarterback.
Yeah. He pushed Iggy for sure at to the QB of the year competition last year, right? I think I'm curious about some of the returning teams. Like at some point, you want to see Brewers take a step. At some point, you want to see Vic in the box be more consistent. Teams like that, like Penetrators took a loss, like we said, but we'll see them. We'll see how they come back. I'd like to see a lot of the sort of returning teams that have been there a little bit, and whether or not they can keep consistency. And I want to see how some of the more athletic teams manage this as well, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, can a team like Killer Rays, who've moved up from Division 6 and so on, like, can they take a step after a little bit of a disappointing playoff run in fall? Yeah, that's kind of the stories for me that I think are most interesting.
Like a team like Primal.
Great Nicolas Cage movie.
Yes.
Great Nicolas Cage movie.
Yeah, I got to see that. I took a sneak peek of them on Monday night. They're not bad. They're not a bad team, Primal.
Well, again, we know the quarterback play. It'll be good with Mitikloso.
Yeah.
I don't know a ton of the team. Right? Like there are fairly new to FPF.
Valley
but
Shelder is a good
Yeah.
player.
He's an FPF like household name
Yeah.
now.
Sorry, who?
Valerie Shelder.
Shelder?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Valerie Shelder, Vincent Saporain, we've seen before. They're just not guys who we've seen consistently necessarily with like, for example, like Warriors that we've known. They're etched into the fabric of FPF, right?
Yeah.
But like that, being around a long time in the same division doesn't necessarily mean you're a great team in that division, right? Usually it means that you can't move up.
Right.
And so like a lot of times it's ships passing the night where teams will jump up from Div 6, they'll exceed the Div 5, move up. And then unfortunately teams like Brewers, we've seen them struggle. We've seen them stay in the same division. And it's a group of friends, right? So like it's going to be what the team is. And
They did beat Vic in a box yesterday. They beat Vic in a box yesterday.
Yeah.
Which-
they did.
But they're two teams that are similar in that way where it's like Vic and the Box has been in Div 5 forever.
Yeah, but with the Bura brothers, like that's
Well, with
They're
Max
sort of like
Bureau.
Van Wilder, man, just hanging out in Div 5 for life, you know?
Like no offense to Kobe, he's not Max. He's a
I
nice
understand
player.
that. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I believe
Craig Browning as well.
Craig
is a really good
Browning's
player.
like now you're starting to realize what I just said. That like Brewers beat this team. Although they've added a few pieces, I don't know who they are.
Kevin
the Brew-
Gauthier.
Yes, I
For
don't know
Diesel.
the
a long
name.
time. Diesel is back, baby.
So I don't. That's a player
We-
I'm not familiar
we
with.
we once saw him. I don't think he's quite as jacked anymore. We saw him get
through
like
a
he's
wall.
getting his jersey pulled, and he ran out of it. He ran
Yeah.
through it
Yeah. And, he
and
scored.
didn't
Wait,
lose.
out of the not out of the tackle,
No,
out of the jersey.
out of the
And he
jersey.
scored a touchdown.
It was the most heroic thing I've ever
It
seen.
was like last action hero here, man.
Wow.
It was unreal.
They got a
It-
flag, not a flag, out a holding penalty on that.
I
Might have been.
didn't matter. He didn't lose his stride. It was a touchdown.
I know.
He didn't stop for a second.
It was crazy.
Yeah,
It
Simon Gauthier is a good player too. I don't. He hasn't been a full time player in the roster for a while. I wonder if he'll stay. I hope so. They've needed an injection of a little bit of talent, so hopefully that's what they got. The big thing with Vic in the Box is the QB rotation. They came into the league as goofy goobers with Jared Taylor's quarterback. Obviously that helps, right?
Yeah.
But since then, they've been inconsistent because they haven't really solidified the most important position in the league. So that's what that
Team
is.
to watch out for, Red Dragons.
You keep saying that. You say that every season.
I am high because
Yeah.
you know why?
Because you want to be
I
right
saw
eventually.
their Instagram video, and I bought in. I was like, I'm buying into the Red Dragons, baby.
You say that every season.
Look, you know what? Look, they took steps though towards the end of the Fall Cup.
Yes, I'll
Yeah.
give you that.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
And I'm not saying they're going to go 10-0, but I think they can win 5-6 games.
I just say last time you did this, it was with you went against Vortex, and I was victorious.
Oh, whatever, man. Don't worry about the Vortex, man.
I'm never worried about Vortex.
Bleep
You
Vortex,
should worry
man.
about Vortex. Yeah, I mean,
Cass.
look, they beat Bulldogs, who are going to struggle. I don't think Daniel Goloff can throw in this division, which is why I
No,
think Jordan
yeah.
Schwartz threw. Yeah, look, I think they'll be fine. Well, I think they'll be good. I think they're gonna win most of the games they should win, lose most of the games they should lose. There'll be 2 or 3 close games that go one way or the other,
Yeah.
and they're gonna end up in a meat grinder. I think they're matchup dependent.
Mm-hmm.
They've always been matchup dependent, and so we'll see if that continues. I do think they've improved. I'm not nothing against them. It's just that I can't predict long-term success for a team that has failed to show consistency.
Yeah. Division 6. What's the what are we taking away from the week that was in Division 6? Because unfortunately the scores weren't posted up as quickly as desired, and I could not really
so
put together a script for Division 6.
So Iggy, I gather you added this the first topic.
No,
Oh,
but
I
all
didn't find
the the scores did go up.
Afterwards,
Oh yes.
yeah, like I was waiting for them, and they were just chilling out. It was in the holding pattern.
well, I'll mention the first thing I noticed. Antoine Meunier and Trailer Park Boys back into 6.
But hold on here. Well, time out.
You saw that game.
Yeah, but look where the heading is for that question.
I don't know what you're referring
It's
to.
look at the script for our show.
Yes.
That question that Peeze just brought up before we hopefully don't embarrass him is in co-ed 1. So is that a Division 6 question or is that a co-ed?
No, I put in it was for Div 6.
Okay, very well. Carry on.
It was
Just
for
making
Div
sure.
6.
I don't want you to embarrass.
No, I because you didn't move the divisions. I put in the wrong place.
it's-
No, I didn't realize the CE one was there. My bad. Now I see why you're confused about what I meant by the first topic, because it was actually a co-ed topic that I misread.
Why are we talking about co-ed? You're talking
No, but
about
it-
Trailer Park
No,
Boys.
because I put Trailer Park Boys
In a co-ed
in co-ed. Anyway,
script.
nobody could see the script except us. It doesn't matter.
It's amazing webcast
Jesus.
we have right now.
So yeah, tell us about Trailer Park Boys in co-ed.
I couldn't tell you because I didn't see them.
God damn it.
So, Trailer Park Boys find themselves again in Div 6. I was really impressed with their initial impression FPF, and they've kind of been stagnant. Antoine Meunier came out like gangbusters, and he struggled. We spoke before the season on the phone, and he was telling me, he's like, you know what? He's like, I think this is my season. Got off to a rough start, but again, when you don't play every season, and also first week, I tend to throw out the window because anything can happen. You come out a little flat. Your team isn't quite there yet. It could happen. But what are our realistic expectations as a show for Trailer Park Boys, given that they're camping in Div 6?
Don't fail. You have to win a championship in Division 6.
Okay, that's not an
Wow.
expectation. That's a command.
That's my expectations.
Your
Championship.
prediction is a command.
It's a command that they must win Division 6.
I like it.
No, I think
Nostradamus, what do you think about the future? The future, they better fix some shit.
it's going to snow tomorrow. Look, this is a team that we know very well.
Yeah.
This is a team that has had their highs and lows, but I don't think they're going to glitch in this division. I think they'll be okay. I think they can win 7-8 games. But in that context, though, are they going to be that team that we're going to circle in late March saying, okay, yeah, they're going to run the table and win Division 6? I'm not sure. Because Div 6, we always had that hot team. It's always those hot teams that do well. In the
It's
second half
very
of the
rarely returning teams that win Div 6.
Yeah,
It's
it's-
usually upstarts who are just too talented for the division and just don't know where they belong in
it's,
FPF.
It's that classic, and I hate to use this example. It's that student that feels like, a grade, and they repeat, oh, it's going to be easy. Well, no. It wasn't
You
easy
failed
the first
it
time.
for
You
a
failed,
reason.
right? Exactly. So, I don't know. You're right. I don't think they're going to be rolling and coasting over here, winning 10-0, but they can definitely be much more competitive and win 6-7 games.
But so you see,
He's-
I tend to agree. But in his first game, Meunier went 9 for 22.
Which is not great.
Like, there's something about what they're doing on offense that's just not working. The lack of sustained drives for me for Trailer Park Boys can be a problem, and it shouldn't be because they're talented.
Yeah.
I love how aggressive they are in the flats on defense. I think they have enough athletes that if you try and cheat and go over the top, they can. Even though they're aggressive, they can generate turnovers. Yeah, they allow 30 points. They're going to allow points because of the way they play, but they're going to create turnovers as well. They did get Patrick Lapierre to throw an interception for Top G, but Antoine Meunier just didn't do much offensively, and that's going to be an issue. He has to be one of the top passes in the division. He has to be at this point.
It left to be desired. A lot to be desired for this offense, for what it was.
So what do you since neither of us gave a prediction? What's your prediction for how they'll do?
I was going to say something that's not a prediction.
Do it. No, even better.
Yeah.
Even better. What's your prediction that's not a prediction? Go with that. Go with your heart, bro.
It's that they played I think they're brand new, like top G team. They very athletic, but had absolutely zero clues about the rules. Right, Mo? You saw that game, Brossard on Saturday night.
Did
That's a
I? Like,
team-
it's such a blur for
You
now.
did.
Like, it's
You did.
such a blur for me.
They were
so
like those lime green color jerseys.
Oh, yes.
That's them.
Yes. Let
The
me
one
get
that
this.
was screaming and yelling and for everything and penalties, touchdowns, picks, just blowing up on the sidelines.
Yes.
This is a team that Trailer Park Boys, had they continued season after season after season without a break and had lost, that would be extremely disappointing. The fact that they took a few seasons off, I can kind of understand, but that's a team they should have beat.
I just feel the last couple of seasons they've been a little
stagnant.
more disappointing for what we've expected for them.
Yeah. And look, a week one loss like that, pretty tough loss. They're not playing till January 28th. He has
Yeah.
to swallow that for like 20 days now.
Well, 16 days. Now.
That said, if you're
No,
at
yeah.
Le Central, go get a Pokeball at Kame. The Meninos will hook you up. That's my plug. So now that I've said it, they owe us money.
Yep.
Antoine
They're
just
sponsor now.
just
They
send the transfer bill.
they signed a sponsorship.
Yeah.
It's happening.
full time.
One thing about Top G though, scorekeeping that game, I totally forgot about this game. It was a blur opening night. Like it was just like I had to sell flag belts and do this and do that. Train
With
scorekeeper.
Jimmy G.
Yeah, it's train scorekeeper. Anyway, Handy Joseph is the guy to watch out for this team. Marvelous game, cash in the football. He was a nightmare problem from a matchup perspective. Even on both sides of the football, he was really good. Their defense is very athletic. They attack. This is where they have to really kind of develop the discipline that you can't be over aggressive on plays, and that can cost you penalties. If they can master that physicality, they'll be all right.
Learning how to break down and not like, especially if you guys have played football before, I feel as though they tend to go through guys when they start their careers in FPF, and learning that body control is important. It's an important part of the game because, like, a lot of times players will say like, "Well, I was trying to play the ball. I didn't hit him on purpose." Okay, it's still a penalty. Like you're not being penalized for intent. You're being penalized for your action, and the whole rule book is based on one principle: you're in charge of your own body. You've been on rules committee, Iggy. You've heard. Sorry, you're in Eagle seat, okay?
I'm drinking the double.
You're drinking Eagles
What am I
coffee.
starting to transform and look like Eagle?
Yeah.
Eagle has that focused look.
You
eating candy.
You look like a tragic Mark Wahlberg. So
I'll take it, I guess.
So, yeah, like that's one of the things that they always say in rules committee is that you have to be in control of your own body, and that's one of the things that new teams struggle to learn, and we'll see if they can learn that sooner than later. MK,
Yeah.
I want to bring up Dime Squad and Dui Molasses, which we'll just call DM, because I don't know if it's Dui Molas. Probably. Now that I've said it out loud, it probably is. Dime Squad's offense struggled a lot, but is it? Because these are two new teams. We don't know anything about them, right?
Well, one's an MFL team, actually.
Oh, well, then you have more
I have a bit of knowledge, yeah.
Which one is the MFL team?
The Dui Molasses, yeah. They go under a different name in MFL. They do have, and this is going to surprise a lot of teams, probably one of the best snappers in the division, Amélie Durocher, a girl. So a lot of teams are going to underestimate her probably at first glance. Do not do that.
Don't do that.
She is dynamite. Yeah. She will light up this league. She's probably going to be an all-star snapper selection by the end of the season. Running quarterback needs to develop
Félix
more.
Guérin-Lajoie?
Yes. Needs to develop a more just short plays, just easy completions, get himself into the game. It's a team that's probably going to go, so they have a lot of experience with flag, need some time probably to get adjusted to FPF, to 2 timeouts, game management. Probably going to go 8-2, 7-3.
Okay, so I was going to ask, so my question was this just like 2 new teams and whatever happened, like just one team is more athletic, or can this be like a team that's really good defensively and can take advantage of teams like they did with Dime Squad?
Well, they took advantage. So the second team, Dime Squad, looked brand new.
Yeah.
So they clearly took advantage of a team that just doesn't know flag yet and just kind of backyard football, but not great even at that. So they took advantage of that. I also know because this was right after my game, so I caught a bit of it. But yeah, they're an experienced flag team that's, like I said, gonna go 7-3, 8-2. They're gonna struggle when a good rusher is facing Félix Guérin-Lajoie and forces him to throw the ball. He needs to just make easier completions for himself. 9 of 22 was it the stat line?
9 of 20.
Well,
9 of 20.
3 quarterbacks through in that game, nobody completed double-digit completions.
Yeah,
that's hard to win. Those are low margins, right? So you're taking a lot of shots. I think they're gonna have trouble this week during my last as they face the Royals. Royals are a well-built team across the board. They took a loss in their first game against Baby Reeze. But Royals are similar to Baby Reeze in that they're guys who've played on other teams in higher divisions and so on, and with some new talent. It's like their junior team of Ryan McGrath we've seen win a championship with Top Citizen, for example.
Yeah.
We've seen Eric Pelusiak play in this league for a long time. So And with that, of course, it's mixed in with new players. That's why they're playing in such a low division. So I think that's where we might see some FPF experience be challenging for Dumoulin.
Ryan McGrath's throwing in this division.
I just saw
he
that. Yeah.
is.
Oh, that's going to be a tough matchup for them.
Yeah.
Oh,
Eric
oh my
Paluchak's
God.
catching balls for him.
Can we crown him?
You want to crown him False Kings?
Who are we calling for? Oh, I'm always in for a false king crowning.
Already, we're one episode
Ryan
into
McGrath
this.
is a 60 offensive rating.
Ju-
That feels wrong. Anyway, sorry.
Just once you have a quarterback, you're 75% of the way there.
Yeah.
The defense 25%, and
But who's false kings is the only thing I care about.
Ryan McGrath?
Oof, no,
No,
they're
Ryan McGrath's
real
really
kings.
good.
That's what I'm saying. The Royals.
We'll
anyways.
figure out the false king by the end of the
Yeah.
season for sure. I mean, Honey Martin's not here this season, so
That's true.
Um,
Dispersed.
another game that caught my attention, Mo. Threat Level Midnight, named after perhaps the greatest movie ever made. They lost 27-0. Is this a team that just we can trust to improve, or do we think that because they're veterans, they're a little past their prime, they're lacking some of the speed and explosiveness of
No,
some of the
they've
younger teams'
regressed,
mistakes?
man. I've since the Fall Cup. Simon Richard. I mean, they had a rough go in the Fall Cup.
Now they're in Div 6.
I know. But I like Simon Richard a lot. He's one of the original FPF guys.
Mhm.
But this team, they're at a point now where I don't know what they can do. They don't have the speed. They don't have any youth in their lineup. It's an older
Well,
team. So should
also-
they not be like in 35 plus though?
I'll stop you right there because I think from our Instagram feed, I saw some injection of youth into the lineup.
Yeah, it's not quite as old as.
No, but the majority of the team is old though.
the
Like
majority is. Yeah.
You know,
There was like
it's-
two or three of them, and then it looks like 5 or 6 that they added.
Like
a
I
bunch
saw on
of youth.
Instagram too, the team they were playing against all looked like they were super young and fast.
Yeah, they played the
It's
X-Men.
Yeah, it's FPF Junior. It's
Yeah.
Gautama's son.
Yeah,
Gautama's-
exactly. Well,
Yeah.
that's explains the X-Men. Yeah.
Gautama.
I'm sorry.
Gautama. What was it?
I'm white.
Apparently you are.
Not.
Yeah, I'm white. Yeah, I'm
Fair
as white as this double I'm drinking.
Yeah, but to lose to a rather young team, right? That's gonna be the problem, right? It's gonna be if they play one of those
But that's what I'm saying.
agile teams.
Like Threat Level Midnight will at some point that balance of youth and this experience make them competitive, or are they going to struggle against teams like X-Men who could just run down the field?
they're gonna have struggles against teams that are quicker, agile, faster, and younger. They're gonna have problems with that, and I saw that in the Fall Cup, and it's gonna carry over into this division. And they'll be competitive, but they're not gonna win. They might win 3 games.
Yeah.
Bucket
Ouch.
3 games for.
Ouch.
But it's not being ouch though. It's been this
No, it's just that sucks that they've come down to Div 6 and it's going to come out to a 3-win season. Look, they added the youth. The youth probably doesn't have the experience of Flag. So, yeah, I see what you're saying, that it's going to be a 3-win plus, or, the over or under is 3.5 for them.
All right, on to co-ed 1. And we got 3 co-ed divisions to cover here. This is a lot of co-ed we got to cover here, which is amazing because back in the day, co-ed was only one division of 6, but now we've exploded.
It's exciting.
It's exciting that we have 3 divisions of co-eds here. Iggs, you put it as a question topic about Northern Braves skunking KMO and KMO not scoring points in the second half here. So what's the takeaways from this game then of KMO not being able to keep up with Northern Braves in this matchup?
Rough week 1 for Stephen Harper's on.
I was just going to say that.
Well, now you got to say something else. Beat you to it.
I think he went 0-3 in his first week. And this game, you could just tell it was just off. There was rust. And I'll tell you myself, I went 3-0, but I felt the rust. Like, even 20, 30 days off, I felt the rust. I didn't play as well as I could have. And the same was true for Stephen Harper-Prasad. He was just overthrowing. Joey Notaro's throws to the sideline were just a little too off. Look, they even held a 2-possession lead over Northern Braves at one point in this game. And the second you give Joe Meyer an inch, he's going to take the arm. And he just sunk, I think, 26 or 30 straight points on them. And it was game over at that point. Stephen, he was trying to take one too many deep shots to Isaiah Lard, just overthrown again, picked off,
Has the arm measurements on off the rack shirts gone away. I don't see that anymore. Like 32, 33.
No, it's still there.
I know on tailored shirts,
Taylor shirts, yeah.
but on like off the rack shirts at like Banana Republic or I don't think I seen inseams. Okay, I haven't worn an off the rack shirt in a while, but I'm saying in general, are they still a thing? Are they still a thing? Because the times I have, I don't remember seeing the inseam anymore.
Where are you going with this?
Yeah. I'm trying to remember this.
Curious, because you talked about inches and arms.
Yeah.
At first I was like, do you measure arms in inches? And I was like, you do. Shirts. Tailors do. And I was curious. I was curious as to like if they've all like when you buy a shirt at a big box store, if it's just a standard size now. Standard
Like
arm.
medium, small, medium, large.
Small, medium, large, or like
no, it does. It's still.
because even the neck size I don't remember seeing often anymore.
No, 15 and a
Yeah,
half.
no, next size you still have.
Yeah.
Next size I've seen more often than arm length, but
Yeah.
I see a lot more standard size of like small, medium, large, which doesn't make sense to
No,
me
it'll
for a
say on the
shirt.
tag 32 by 32.
Yeah, still
yeah.
will.
Really?
So
Okay.
in this division then, guys, who are your favorites then to win this division? Like,
I'm
get
not-
back on.
I'm not
He's
sure we got
bringing you back.
Yeah, get back
We're
on
not
the
sure
script
if we
here,
solved the
guys.
shirt issue.
Because I gotta get going soon, guys. That's why. So
Sorry.
in this division here for Co-Ed 1, what are we looking at from this level of competition here? With whether it's Northern Braves being the favorite, or Les Bleus, or is it Power Rangers, or are we looking at Fast Not Furious? Who we got in this division?
Well, Power Rangers haven't played yet, and Fast and Furious haven't played yet, and Party Mix is 0-1. So that's an interesting curve already because Party Mix used to be in the top of this division. I think with the infusion of some of the high division quarterbacks, it's going to change the structure of the division a little bit. Expect Northern Braves to be up there. Expect to bounce back from Kiss My Outlaws. Fast Not Furious I expect to be good once again. I thought they were the best roster in co-ed in fall. I still expect them to be.
Mm-hmm.
The permanent addition of KL and Beckles with Rachel Valliere, as well as the rest of their talent, makes them excellent. I guess Stephen Casey's playing quarterback for them, which is really good too.
Yeah, he's a massive quarterback overall.
Okay, I mean they were good too with his name is escaping me now, but with the QB from Fast and Furious. Whatever.
Oh, Miles Gibbon.
Miles Gibbon, yes.
Yeah, Miles
Sorry,
Gibbon,
Miles.
yeah.
Just momentary slipped my mind. Yeah, like they were really good with Miles Gibbon as quarterback. Stephen Casey subbed for them one game and fit in perfectly. I'm curious to see how like Power Rangers will do because I expect Power Rangers to be good as always.
Right. What about Easy Fun though? With no Jeremy White, who's in Norway right now. Could they still maintain their excellence?
They're not the same without Jeremy White at quarterback. And look, they've scored a ton of points.
And Nick Blaze at quarterback for them now.
Nicolas Blais has been fine. I don't even think he's a worse quarterback than Jeremy White per se, but Jeremy in flag has just developed something special.
Yeah.
His ability to buy time is exceptional. His ability to throw off platform is exceptional. I've seen him backpedaling and throw across his body, which I didn't know was a thing a human being can do. But
Right.
Jeremy White can do it. Overall, it's the team you expect, right? So I think they'll be good. Are they as good? Obviously not. You're taking out one of the best quarterbacks in FPF. You can't expect them to be the same.
But see, Party Mix is a team that's been a staple in co-ed. One of the original. I think it's one of the founding members of co-ed, right? FPF. Do they get lost in the translation now with so many more quality teams in co-ed 1?
I feel like Party Mix are they're too good for co-ed 2, but they're not the class they used to be in co-ed 1.
Well, they got Emma Racine and Catherine Pichet as well, right?
Absolutely,
So
absolutely.
Those are two excellent female.
And Marie-Lou
players.
Côté Noël, like it's a good team.
Yeah.
François Delorier catches feature on our Instagram page, right? Like, dude is excellent. He's a great leader, but you look at a team like Free Smoke and just the athleticism they have. You look at how well built Fast Not Furious is. Northern Braves have the best quarterback in the division, followed by maybe Justice League and Kiss My Outlaws. And Kiss My Outlaws, they're not going to be last place in this division for the entire season. That's a 1 week thing. That's a 1 week gap.
Yeah.
They're going to be back to the top.
With AJ Gomes missing.
Yeah.
And
the
Nick Gomez Rizzo.
newly engaged AJ Gomes.
Yes,
Congratulations to him.
congratulations.
Yeah, it's they're going to be good. They're going to be good. Rekha Subramaniam returns to the team. And
So you can say that name, but not Mike B.
Yeah.
I
Mike
practiced it.
Badibabungi.
I
But
practiced that
But
one.
she's a teammate.
I was
so-
practicing
I
on a
know.
flight, and my wife thought I was a crazy person.
You got her an all-star
I
snapper.
did.
Yep.
And MVP.
Yep.
She got that, by the way. I didn't get anything.
Yes.
She got that
I'm
on her
sorry.
own.
Yes.
But yeah, Abigail Cockerton returns as well. She was missed on the team as well, and then fall. So like, it's a good team, top
Yeah.
to bottom. I think that Northern Braves, Justice League, Kiss My Outlaws are the best quarterbacked teams, along with Fast Not Furious.
Right.
Free Smoke have just they have two of the best athletes in FPF that make them difficult, and the Pitsy Fuck are going to be annoying. They're going to be difficult for teams that don't have an excellent rusher.
I think
It's tight. It's
Yeah,
really tight.
co-ed one's is gonna be fascinating.
I think we're going to see two co-ed ones develop. We're going to have a top tier of
Yeah.
about like not like a
Like
it's
a
not like a division
penthouse?
where there's two top teams. There's going to be
not.
5 or 6 top teams, and then
like
6,
a penthouse
7.
of teams, and then everyone else is in the regular hotel rooms.
Yeah.
Yeah, the suites, the luxury suites, the hotel suites are gonna be filled by the.
Yeah, we're going to have some teams buying shirts off the rack, having to figure out their arm length.
Yeah.
And other teams,
Tailored.
they
Tailored-made.
just get tailored shirts.
Yeah.
They're good. They're good to
Yeah,
go.
Exactly. Co-ed 2. Thoughts on co-ed 2 so far this year? Anything that catches your attention from this division so far, gentlemen?
Yeah. Let's take. Well, Iggy, you got anything to start?
Yeah.
Speak up.
I like.
'Cause my computer lagged, so
Sure. I like how Chris Reeve is now entering co-ed in with Badgers.
transform a team like that,
Exactly. Yeah.
like that.
yeah.
I snapped for people listening to the podcast.
Yeah.
Like that.
Oh, I really heard that. That was nice.
Well, I didn't the mic this time.
Yes, I know that, but
It's week 1 for me. I'm remembering what a microphone is, so
yeah.
Muscle memory.
just gotta shake the rust, Iggy.
So yeah, immediately transforming Badgers into a dangerous playoff team.
Hey, they beat Block Party, who I thought they were formerly 3 Hunters.
Yep.
So that's a team that's been to an FPF final.
Mm-hmm.
And so I thought Badgers were going to take a second to
But did he step up with Chris Reeve as quarterback now?
yeah. But I didn't think he'd fix the defense. That was the worst defense I had faced in a long. That's the worst defense I had faced in a long time. When I faced them last year, they would line up. They'd line up in cover 2 before the snap. So like the safety, the safeties wouldn't move. They would just stand where they were standing, and the people in the short, like it was playing against chess pieces.
chess
They were just
pieces, yeah.
positioned there. you
Yeah,
know?
they weren't moving.
So it's cool that they've improved so quickly. And Cesar Garcia Diaz playing in a more familiar position for himself. I'd like to see him give quarterback another shot, but he's learning under Chris Reeve.
Yeah.
So
I also like Maud Lacasse entering the Seth Galina offense, or the
Mhm.
Seth Galina
well,
concept.
she's always played this
Yeah.
offense.
Yeah,
He's her
yes,
coach.
But now playing together on a team, I think they're going to be dangerous. Bench warmers, Gab Wiseman, maybe some tennis or golf elbow. I think he said it was.
He didn't throw in his Bruins game as much.
Yeah, they threw half the passes between him and Chris Vero of bench warmers, but bench warmers adding the speedster Luca Kenville to the team. Kenny Boutselier is on that team. One of the most prolific females is on bench warmers. Her name's escaping me, but Constance Milan. Oh
yeah.
my God!
Yeah, she's a good player.
First ballot Hall of Famer.
Yeah.
So this bench warmers team is legit.
Also, I was really impressed with Fit Squad last season, and it's just more of the same, right?
Yep.
William Bugard threw 2 interceptions. He doesn't throw a lot of picks. So surprising that he had that much difficulty against Fireball, who I expected to struggle this season. But week 1 rust. He has Laurence Pomperin, who is to me the best, one of the best red zone targets in the division.
Yeah.
Hugo Le Pen is just insanely fast.
Once again, Vincent Bastrash as well. Into the,
Yeah.
he's a
He
good player. Good
Can't
two-way
cover
player.
this guy. You can't cover
He's
this
a two-way
guy.
player. Yeah, he's
Yeah,
a
yeah,
massive
he's
two-way
great.
player.
Is Falcon quarterback on the team?
Don't see her on
I don't see
the.
on the
Yes,
roster.
sorry, first player. Yes.
Oh, there
she's
she is.
there.
Sorry,
Yeah, yeah, I know.
didn't see her.
Her speed is dangerous as well.
Yeah.
It's a matchup problem when girls are going lining up against the other girls. She's a matchup problem for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah, I think
Yeah, you can't take them for granted for sure.
No, you can't. I think Bastrash is going to. Once he didn't play, but if he does play for this team, I think he's going to be a real massive headache for some teams out there.
Wasn't he? Wasn't he
snapper.
off? He was. He didn't play in
He
fall.
played in the
did
Fall
he?
Cup.
He played
did.
in the Fall Cup.
He
He
played
was
in
the
the Fall
sniper
Cup. Oh, he did
that
play-
caught
yeah.
everything over willpower.
Yeah.
Oh yes.
Yes,
Yes, I
he's a
remember.
beast.
Yeah,
he's a force.
He's a former basketball player. His family is a bunch of athletes. His sister, I believe, played at McGill, and he played at Vanier for a bit. So.
Not surprised at all.
What is cool is I saw Maud Lacasse post on Instagram about her hand, her non-throwing hand. Looks like she hurt it in her tackle season. So I don't know if she's going to be missing time for surgery, rehabilitation, that kind of stuff, or whatever. But if she does, Seth Galina's a really good backup quarterback,
Yeah.
right? So like, not worried about that team at all. That's a really good team too. Yeah.
On to Co-Ed 3. Lacette laying down the marker at 1-0-1. I think you asked that question last week. Could it make an impact in this division?
I think the more precise question you asked was over under 4.5 wins,
Yeah, I think they're going to go over 4.5.
and I think we both went on the over there.
Yeah.
So they're 1-0-1. However, the second game didn't upload properly and is marked as a 0-0 tie. So they might be 2-0. They might be 1-1.
Where was this game?
Where?
Yeah.
I believe Loyola, the second game.
Sunday?
Yes.
So we
Yes.
have a scorekeeper.
Yes,
who did not
I'm.
do it properly.
No, it's not a scorekeeper problem. It's a technology problem for this one.
So what happened in that game?
Yeah,
Does anyone know?
No,
I don't know.
they could be 2-0. They could be 1-1. It could be a tie.
Okay, so they played Puck Air.
Yes, in the first game. Yeah.
Puck Air have such a disorganized defense. They're difficult to play against. They're really high on emotion, and they're really athletic, but you don't expect anyone to do. They're not doing anything you'd expect them to do, which is cool, but it also leads to a lot of broken coverages.
They have a lot of players on the
Like
roster.
I'm happy for Lasek, but they should have won this game more comfortably than 20-12.
Well,
I think Lasek are a much better team than Puck Air.
Packer has a lot of players on this roster.
Yeah, that's
Lots.
part of the
Again.
issue is
Yeah.
you don't always when you have a lot of players, you don't always have your best players in the field, right?
They're really athletic, though.
They are.
They're really
They are.
good. But give them a good quarterback. This is a really good team.
Give them someone who could teach them how to properly
Concepts.
play defenses and a decent offensive playbook.
So
And
concepts.
they'll be great. It just the disorganization is going to be an issue.
Yeah.
It's gonna
What
be an
were
issue.
Michael Scott's thoughts? Are you surprised that they're 0-1 out of the gates, even though they are a team that we know very well?
Well, and they lost to Puck Air.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw that game.
Look, Kenny Butelli is throwing. I believe he's throwing for the entire season, right? Iggs.
I hope so.
Yes.
Oh.
It's a platoon system again.
Oh boy.
Oh, it's time to
Hey.
get the wheel. Um,
They were
thi-
down. Pacquiao were up 21-0 in this game, and Kenny Boutillier. Look, I said your defense can get you back into this game. They did. You just need to score on your drives, and he did. Zach Albert Skill was the mainstay piece on offense.
Mhm.
He's the one who really drove them down the field. Took 2 hooks for 40 yards. He got them back into the game. I even though
two
they
attempts
lost.
to his female receivers, though.
Sorry.
2 attempts to his female receivers.
Yes, that's one of the problems. But just for Kenny, just for 1 sec, as a QB, yes, you want the win, but getting back into the game, down 21-0, should be a win for him.
And he got a 2-point conversion as well.
Yeah.
He just didn't get the last convert.
But yes, he does need to get the female players more involved. Definitely.
Yeah. Sorry. There was 4 total targets, I guess. But 2 catches for 8 yards between Anna Finkelstein, Maud Santos, Charlebois, and Leah Finkelstein. It's there needs to be a more concerted effort. It can't just be a dump off just for the sake of dumping it off.
Yeah.
You got to get them involved. Yo, I'm happy to see Cocaine Barry get 123 yards though.
Yeah.
Like that's his nickname, by the way.
yeah,
Cocaine
That was a
Barry.
lot of
I know.
cocaine there.
Yeah.
He went off.
Which, by the way, reckless speculation. I'm not saying Zachary Albert's Gale's a cokehead. I'm just
No,
saying
he's
he looks
not.
like a cocaine bear.
He looks like a man who can go in a straight line for sure.
Yeah.
Attacking the quarterback.
But yeah, he's a guy known for his defense. He got 2 sacks in this game. He's gonna like when he leaves FPF, he'll leave it with like 1,500 sacks somehow. But offensively, he's not been known for his ability, but he's a good player all around. And this is a good opportunity for him to have that leadership role in sort of the quote unquote receivers room, right?
Right.
It just now Kenny needs to develop an offense that can allow him to get everyone involved. In which case, I say call 1-800-IGGY.
I was there on the sidelines, but it's.
But you know what it is. You can't explain it
I
on the
know.
spot. You need
I
to.
know. You have to break it down.
Yeah.
Yeah. Off the field.
All right, on to 35 plus.
I have a shameful admission.
35 plus.
I forgot 35 plus was a division.
Yes, 35 plus it is. The Glads, a team that is brought back from the past, they were off to a flyer. They beat the Rainmakers 31-7. They're in the Legends division here. They might run that Legends division to maybe a 10-0 start or 10-0 season. Who knows what it will be. But they have a good team with Frank LeBeau at quarterback, I believe. Or is it Alex Lever at quarterback? I forgot who it is.
Sorry?
A quarterback for the Glads. I forget who it is. It's blanking in my mind right now. Hold on here.
I'm also loading.
It's Frank LeBeau. There you go. Thank
Yeah,
you,
Frank
LeBeau.
LeBeau.
But that roster, you talk about Nick Guimier, who's was a solid receiver back in the day. Lever, who we know very well from his time as a quarterback in this league.
My former teammate.
Yeah, Jeff Trudeau as well in this division.
Jason question mark. God damn it.
Jason question mark?
Yes. Look at the roster of Gladiators. Jason question.
Jason Follett?
Oh, yes, Jason question mark. Yes, number 11.
Number 11. Jason question.
Okay.
We'll call him Jason question from now on. Oh, it's
Oh,
Jason
Maybe,
Farran.
maybe it's Jason Foran. Yeah,
Farran,
the one
that's-
below.
Jason question mark
Jason
sounds
Farran?
much cooler.
You still don't get it, do you?
Yeah.
No.
Jason question mark.
It's okay. Jason question.
Jason question.
Um,
He's so confused by that. He's like, what are you guys talking
Yeah,
about?
he's
Not-
so
moving
lost.
on.
Okay, look at the Glads roster.
Okay.
The whole roster.
Yeah.
Jason question mark.
Jason
Okay,
question
okay,
mark.
like the actual roster, sorry.
Yes.
Oh, I see.
Oh, now you
No, because I was on the stats page, not the
Okay.
roster page.
Okay.
So,
So
there might be 2 Jasons.
Yeah. It's
I like
fun.
this though. Like, oh my god, I got to register this team. What's this guy's name? What's his name? Question.
But the Rainmakers, Ryan Cash is back at quarterback. He had an
Yeah.
awful injury a couple years ago with his Achilles. Could he rekindle that magic and be a dominant quarterback in this division?
Yeah, he's awesome. Like,
He had one he won 3 INTs in the game, so not the best start.
I mean,
coming out.
whatever. But he hasn't played in a while. He's coming off an injury. Rainmakers I expect to be good. Look, Ryan Castner. Last time we saw him,
Fall Cup 2020.
Yeah, that's when he
in
tore his
tier
Achilles.
3.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Derek
And-
Castro's throwing.
he was good. He played really well.
Yeah.
And so I thought he looked really good out there. Look, to only complete 10 passes, given the way the Rainmakers play, is alarming. He did attempt. It's not like one of those teams where it's like, 10 for 19, but you threw 5 touchdowns. 10 for 33 is a rough day.
Yeah.
Yeah, 128 yards at 33 attempts is a rough day. You're not moving the ball.
It's not
3
Ryan
picks.
Castner level.
No.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
look, they went up against Gladiator, as we mentioned. François Lebeau, we recognize as being, in an era before Kevin Wyeth and Dan Lazara and Joe Maheu, it was François Lebeau and Kevin Wyeth. The one name, of course, that always remains the same. But François Lebeau has been a good quarterback for a good time, for a long time in this league. So it's not shocking to see them get off to such a good start. And at the same time, when you're coming off an injury, it takes a while for you to feel the confidence, right?
Mm-hmm.
Especially leg injuries, like and you're using your legs to throw. It takes a while for you to feel confidence. You see the rusher bearing down on you. Is he really stepping into all his throws? Like that's the stuff that's gonna Remain to be seen. You know?
If you guys don't mind, if you go to the playoff breakdown for 35 plus, we just wanted to clarify something here. Look at the playoff breakdown. I want you to read the first sentence of the playoff breakdown.
18 of 8 teams qualify. Yeah, it's awesome. Best thing ever.
It's 180%.
Yeah.
And
No
there's
problem.
a bracket at the end for no reason.
100%. There's
Double
a closed bracket.
qualifications.
There's no open bracket, but there's a closed bracket. Well, no, this clarifies 8 of 8 that makes the playoffs, not 18 of 8. Just to make sure about that, though. Okay, on to the women's division here, and this is where we're really excited for because it has exploded in numbers.
Yeah.
I put down a couple of questions for you boys here. Brutes, dominating performance over UQTR, people.
How did they
Damn.
do against Vortex last time they played, though?
That's in the past.
Oh, okay.
That's in the past.
Vortex also want to know?
Brutes are 1-0. Dominant performance.
Vortex still want to know?
Yeah, they're below the Brutes in this overall standings,
Just
big
saying,
boy.
though, like some people like championship teams.
Some people like quality.
Oh.
So Vortex is not quality.
How's that not?
They will see them in week 5 on February 5th, 5 p.m.
So,
so
quick question.
Yes.
26 of 31, okay,
Well,
which
the
is
cast.
84% completion percentage,
Gangster.
273 yards,
Yeah.
7 touchdowns. Is that a perfect quarterback rating?
I'd imagine.
I would
It's
say it's
not.
close.
It's
How is
not?
it not? It's
Close.
142.9.
Maybe they get completions.
It's 5 incompletions. It's an 84% completion
Too many
percentage.
completions.
It's
Yeah.
crazy.
So
Could be
are
yards per-
we
No, it's a lot of yards,
putting
too.
like see Bruce and Vortex had really strong fall cups. So are we putting that conversation with Les Bleus?
That's the thing. How they match up against the university and the university teams. That's really where it's going to be, the where they're tested, right? And
Mhm.
like I had that conversation with Maud Lacasse after their finals, and I was like, look, you know, you guys will bounce back. You guys are great. You know, like
yeah.
we were talking about it during the finals. Iggy and I were saying that like Brit play like a machine. Like everything they do is perfection. When we're watching from up high at
The
Lachine, Mo,
hooks,
Yeah.
when they would run all hooks, every receiver literally breaks at the same distance at the same time. It's like the timing is it's a ballet.
Yeah.
It's incredible. It's
Yeah.
it's absolute. It's
It's a sympathy.
the most beautiful
Sympathy.
flag football you've ever seen. Right.
Yeah.
That said, you know, they don't have the same advantage that they did when they go up to against teams against like Les Bleus or Blue Pud, for example. Those teams are going to be they're going to be there. They're going to be difficult. It's going to be hard. It's going to be a hard road ahead. It's going to be an exciting women's season for sure, and women's one absolutely.
I don't think the favorites are going to win. Someone's going to lose in early rounds of the playoffs. So one of these favorites is going to get one and done.
Oh yeah.
I don't know who. It's too early to say who, but
Well, again, because like if you have like 8 teams make the playoffs, right?
yes.
So like that 4-5 matchup is not going to be fun
No.
for
Now,
whoever's in
wanna-
that spot.
You want to avoid that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think once you get to like the 2-7 and 3-6 matchups, I don't think we'll see upsets there. But 4-5,
That might be Brute's Vortex.
it might
In
be
4-5.
that.
Excuse me. The Brutes are going to be in the upper
In the
echelon.
5-4.
They're going to be
Oh, I
in the
thought I just
1-3
assumed I put the
range.
Boots in 5 in my head right away. Just
Yeah,
it was
shocker. But yeah, you talked to my quarterback.
Yeah,
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
what I thought. Like for the list.
because I look, Mo, I'm about building relationships. I'm not about hatred of Vortex.
Yeah.
I don't know why you hate them.
Yeah. It's all about the Brutes. All right.
I love putting you in these a couple spots. It makes me so happy.
Yeah. Fleur de Lis, though, they got wrecked.
Who? Sorry.
Fleur de Lis. They got,
Fleur de Lis,
they got wrecked. Bit surprised by that because, again, this is a team that we know very well
No.
with the wealth of experience that they have.
No, they play Le Bleu. Like,
But
yeah.
we think that there should have been a closer score. That's what I'm implying. Like, Le Bleu they're in their own category, their own
No,
stratosphere.
that's the thing is that the top teams here when it comes to Le Bleu, Bleu Pud, teams like that, it's going to be such a tough matchup for teams that aren't at that level of talent or organization.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the thing with these university rosters is that they play all year long, man. Like
Right.
it's not the
Tournaments,
same.
too. I
It's
think
not
they're in
just-
a tournament right now, I believe, right? Some of them are down in Florida.
Yeah,
It's a tournament
with
right now?
Tampa.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
That's it. They play against competition from all over North America. They play all year long. They play university level against each other. It's a insanely growing community. I joked around with Sarah Parker a couple days ago saying how much do we need to bribe the IOC to get into the Olympics? Because it's ridiculous that flag football is not already in the Olympics.
LA is going to get the flag football.
Let's get it, baby. Let's get it.
That's the talk. Right? LA is going to be where it's going to debut, because with it being in the US, that's where they figure it's going to have the biggest flow. So it looks like LA will get the.
So flag football is a sport, I think, that has all the makings of an international sport. The cost to start playing is not very expensive. It's a collaborative game. It's a non-contact game. It's all the things people are looking for in sports outside of North America. It just has a basis in football, which a lot of countries aren't as familiar with yet.
Mm-hmm.
But it's growing in China. It's already grown in the U.S. compared to where they started behind Canada for once. And so I'm curious to see if it starts to catch on in some European countries and so on.
Yeah, I think it will. Like France, Germany. Germany's a massive football country now. We see with the NFL how they were able to. I think like 3 million requests for a 65,000 seat arena at the Allianz in Munich.
But that's also like an event versus like a prolonged season.
But football
right?
is big. Like football is massive in Germany. There's more German male and female athletes who are playing football in North America now at universities than before. So it's really picked up.
So let me just take a stab at something here. I think Fleur de Lis, if these two teams match up again, I think Fleur de Lis win by 1 point. And you guys are looking at me like, what the hell? But Vanessa Beery's on this team.
Oh, well, that changes things.
That's
she was a DMP.
Yeah.
I just looked at the roster. She was a DMP. So
no, obviously, if she plays, she's the OG, right?
Because the Fleur de Lis defense, limiting them Les Bleus to 28 is pretty good. They only scored three offensive touchdowns.
That's game flow too. So Les Bleus got off to such a huge lead.
Yeah.
In game one, where they're not fully clicking yet, I can imagine they take their foot off the gas pedal, even not intentionally.
I guess, but the fact that Lorient Beauchamp, took an interception from Sandrine, it leads me to believe.
Which, to your point, last season, Sandrine Gouveia threw 3 interceptions.
Yeah.
All season.
Yeah.
The one thing we said was the completion percentage. The completion percentage was good, but like one notch below stellar, right? So like 65% is very good, but if she gets it up to 68 to 70%, that's unstoppable.
Yeah.
Oh my God! Did you see who passed away?
What?
You see who passed away?
I'm sure you did.
Yeah, I'm just trying to get the score from the McGill game, and this saw right now pop on my news feed right now. Lisa Marie Presley
really
has passed away.
It's awful.
Yeah. Anyway, back to your story, please.
Well, that kind of took the wind out of my sails. So
look out for Fleur de Lis. That's all.
Well, yeah.
Okay,
if Vanessa Beer's throwing, that's a different thing.
Yeah, it's an equalizer though. Have to have Vanessa Beer doing that.
Mm-hmm.
Quickly here, women's two, I beg your pardon, not to make it sound slower, but what are we gonna take away from this division here? The all reliable Red Nation got skunked by the Lynx Net or Linkettes? Lynxettes, yeah. See that 10 times in a row. VC Cubs is another team out there that's to watch out. The Carababes is a team that we spoke about, Iggy and I, last week, of who they've formulated for a roster here. So is this going to be one of those divisions, guys, where it's going to be a real separation of talent gap from top to bottom?
I think so. Women's ideally would be 3 divisions, I think.
Mm-hmm.
We're just not enough teams yet. We saw co-ed grow quickly. Women's is growing insanely quickly
Even
as well.
faster, yeah.
Yeah, like the rate of growth has been insane. So I expect us to get there. It's going to be tough for some teams. Les Loups are going to have trouble. We saw that last season. We're going to see how a lot of these teams rebound after their first games, right? But you see it. There were 4 teams that had a single score and 1 team that put up 2 points.
Right.
In Phoenix. So maybe bad matchups to start, but after you get past like Wildcats and the Petit Miette, and the Carabebe, I think there's gonna be a learning curve for some of these younger teams, and I find teams like VC Cubs sort of just land in the middle, right?
I'm rather intrigued by Cavaliers, led
Mhm.
by Kevin Loubet, the coach. This is a Champlain team
Yep.
that has played flag football in the RCQ. They might be a team to watch out for. They could maybe run this division and put together a string of wins of maybe 5-6 wins and be 6-4, maybe 7-3
Yeah.
by the end of the regular season. So I'm really intrigued to see how this team will adapt playing in the indoor game with what they've built up so far. And they've had a really strong program at Champlain the last few years under Kevin Loubet and Alex David running the show as coaches out there. So I'm intrigued to see what Cavaliers does.
Yeah, the name I guess to look out there for is Chloe Simon. 10 receptions on 11 targets, 92 yards, and 2 TDs. Those are good numbers.
Yeah.
Those
very-
are
very
better than
impressive.
Iggy numbers, who went 6 of 13 for 3 touchdowns.
Yeah. So remember the name.
Yes, I will remember that name.
Noted.
Duly noted. But
I was actually surprised to see Red Nation
Yeah.
well, they got
struggling
skunked,
again
man.
to start the season.
Yeah. By the way, congratulations to Alison Sobel, who has moved up in the Alouettes ranking.
Oh, cool.
Working in football operations. So congrats to Alison Sobel
wow.
on that promotion within the Alouettes organization as working in the football ops department now.
But yeah, so like Red Nation, they took a 27-6 loss to Lynxette, which I wonder if they're related to Ottawa Lynx flag football.
Perhaps, you never know. That I can't confirm yet.
I don't know. I don't know the
I don't wanna
background. So
say
again,
yes or no.
by the way, when it comes to women's, we're gonna do our best to get some women to help us cover. We have a new writer for the women's division as well. So whatever we get wrong, please correct us.
Yeah,
Hit
absolutely.
us up.
Or
'Cause
educate us.
we're learning about your divisions. So help us, and we're gonna do our best to give great coverage. Red Nation, like Rachel Valliere, Lamise El Jundi, Kaya Allen Beckles.
They're wasting their talents, though.
That's solid
They're wasting their
everywhere. And then
talents.
Alison Sobel just having a weak outing.
Yeah, but Rochelle Valliere is wasting her talents on that team. It's like
But Lamise and Kaya Allen Beckles are really good too.
they are good, but this team should be so much better than what they are. And we can pinpoint where
We've talked
Correct.
about it.
we talked about it though. But if I'm Kaya or if I'm Rochelle, I look up the standings and I see there is a women's 1. Why aren't they in there?
Well, they're not good enough, I don't think, to be in women's one.
I think
I think they're
I'm not saying
I'm
they're
saying Red
good.
Nation is not good enough.
No, but I'm saying the players
no, as
individually.
individuals.
Individually
as
I'm talking about.
individuals.
Isn't Rochelle playing?
Is she
women's
playing
co-ed one?
co-ed one, but
Co-ed one.
like women's
Co-ed
one?
one.
Like why is she?
I don't think they see it that way per se. Like here, they're playing with friends, with ex teammates, with people from their program and from Vanier, and I think that they just see it as if they have an opportunity to play women's one, they will. And right now they're playing with their folks, and when in the case of Rachel and Kaya, they're playing co-ed one, so they have high level competition already. I don't think they'll shy away from competition in women's one, but they'll get there, no doubt.
I just think that they can play. With
Yeah,
one of
they
these
do-
dub
yeah.
dub one teams here. They can.
Absolutely, but that's not the team they're on.
I know.
And the team they're on is not good enough being women's one.
No, the Red Nations cannot play women's one. No, no.
It just the offense always is gonna.
They're getting overpowered.
Yeah, it.
Not
There-
physically.
there's-
I'm saying that. they
Alison
still have
Sobel
the
gets into these
horsepower.
positions where she needs to make a hero throw, and she struggles at that. There needs to be a more holistic view of the 4 downs.
Yeah, the script is not.
How do we get like how do we attack in a way that they can't just defend the marker? How do we attack in a way that we make ourselves legitimately scary and give ourselves makeable 3rd and 4th downs? Because they're often going for it, and they haven't moved the ball on 1st and 2nd down, and now they have to get to half field
Yeah,
on 4th down, on 3rd and 4th. It's tough. It's
Yeah.
hard.
not easy.
You need to get a chunk on 1st down.
Which
that's
they
the key.
can't. They have not been able to do so.
Yeah.
All right, it is now time for.
Oh my God, it's taking 6 hours.
Yeah, we got to go through this
Games of the week.
Perfect. Well said.
quick. All right, we got to go through these games quick. Let's
All right, yeah.
bulldoze
let's-
this.
Oh my God! All right, so let me pull up the music, do the eagle thing. Whoops, that's coming up on the wrong side. All right, Division 1. What? You can't hear me?
Yeah, the
No, I
volume's
hear you
pretty
because you're
loud.
here.
Yeah, the
I don't hear you. My heads have been dead all game. All
Yeah.
show.
Oh, okay. Division 1. We got Flagmon Sac All-Stars.
Woo.
All Stars.
Coming in with the heat.
Yeah.
Give me all stars.
Kangaroos Braves.
Kangaroos.
Braves.
Got Party Crashers KGB Plus.
KGB
plus.
plus.
The Old Boys Double Straddle.
Double straddle.
Straddle me twice.
All right, Division 2. We got Party Crashers Blue versus Vengeance.
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 Urgence Medic versus KGP.
UM.
Run It Once, Terror Squad.
Run
Terror
it
Squad.
Moretti Crime Family, Touchfoot 450.
Already.
Already.
All right, we'll go to Division 3. Silent Ticklers, Blue Chips.
Ticklers.
Ticklers.
Blackouts, Les Malouds.
Good game. Blackouts.
Blackouts.
Green Munch, Blues Clues.
Green Munch.
They're good, huh?
Yeah, they're good. Good team.
Yeah. Same.
Greendale Human Beings, Speed Academy.
Greendale.
Yeah, Greendale.
Junkyard Dogs, Preach.
JYD.
JYD.
Grokuk, Bearskins.
Bearskins.
Go cook.
Free Smoke 1, Easy W.
Free Smoke.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Free Smoke.
All right, Mangoose, Arush.
I'm gonna go with Mangoose.
Mangoose.
Backyard Bullies, GIHF.
Bullies.
Gif.
Bullies.
I'll call them GIF. Les Verges Folles, that's what she said.
Vershfall.
Yeah, Joshua.
Vershfall's gonna be really good.
Division 4, still CRA, Loup-du-Nord.
CRA.
Yeah. Still cray.
Diamond Bougie, Mangoose.
Mangoose.
Give me that bougie.
The Sheriff, The Reet.
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 In and Out, Voodoo.
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 Fourth and Schlong versus Vultures.
Fourth and Schlong.
Fourth and schlong.
Bruins, Mofos. Good one.
Bruins.
I want to take Mofo so bad, but I'll go Bruins. It's gonna be close though.
Yeah, it's close.
That's a good game.
Team Ethnic, Kiss My In-Laws.
In-laws.
In-laws. Yeah.
Golden Eagles, The Heartbreak Kids.
Eagles.
G.
Friends with Danny, Les Bébés Magiques.
Friends
Then
with them.
Danny.
Trap Stars, Hot Sauce Sports.
Can't
Hot
pick
Sauce
it. Hot
Box.
Sauce Sports by 50.
Cunning Stunts, Wide Open Bar.
Wide open bar.
Same.
Top G's, Ball Don't Lie.
Top G's.
Ball don't lie.
Les Bleus Branleurs, Bandits.
Bandits.
LBB.
Bessette et ses potes, Martine Le Flag.
Merci.
Said.
Nomads, Les Jets Pleins.
Nomads.
Nomads.
All right, Division 5A. Clinkers, Ballers.
Clinkers.
Ballers. I think it'll take a while for Thinkers to get back.
Him University, Menace to Sobriety.
MU.
Yeah. Same.
No Friend Zone, Big Fat Bats.
Big Fat Bats.
Big fat bats. I'm happy
Thanks,
the name's
guys.
back.
No Friend Zone to me, by the way. Tip Top Shape, Rico
Oh, you're gonna
Riders.
lose, man. Sorry.
Tip Top Shape.
Against Tip Top Shape against?
Against Rico Riders.
Tip Top.
Oh, sorry, go Rico Riders. Rico Riders.
Okay.
Tip Top for me.
Les Petits Carottes, the Tokyo Sandblasters.
Tokyo Sandblasters.
Pizzy Cat.
The Process, West Island Boys.
West Island Boys.
Ooh, fun game.
Yep.
I'm gonna go West Island Boys.
Save the Turtles, Practice Squad.
Turf Toes.
Turtles.
Backwoods Football Club, Ice Up.
Backwards.
Ice out.
Yeah, they're looking good.
Yeah.
Division 5B. Killer Rays, Brewers.
Rays.
Rays.
Green Monster, Stormers.
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 Team Sexy, Warriors.
Warriors.
Sexy.
Vic in a Box, Red Dragons.
Vic in the Box.
Oh, Red Dragons are so good. Blah 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 blah. blah. Red Dragons.
We got Vic in the Box this week.
They're gonna go at 9-1.
1982.
Did you pick?
Yeah, I went Red Dragons.
Blues, Him You.
Him you.
MU, yeah.
Ball So Hard You, The Penetrators.
Penetrators.
Yeah, agreed.
Primetime, Les Bleus Dry.
Primetime.
Prime time.
Wolf, Pocket Rockets.
Pocket Rocket.
Wolf.
Bulldogs, Primal.
Primal.
I'm a Nicolas Cage fan. I gotta go Primal.
What Could Have Been, Cover 3.
Cover 3.
What could have been?
Division 6, Week 2. Slippery Slopes, X-Men.
X-Men.
Yeah, I like those kids. Give me
too.
X-Men.
Go with 3 for 3 there. Pigeons, Don't Blink.
Don't Blink.
Don't blink.
Free agent squad, threat level midnight
Threat level.
FA
Sorry,
squad.
Free agent squad. Free agent squad. Sorry, let's say.
with Eagle.
Free agent squad.
Practice squad 6 versus Win Diesel.
Got 6.
Yeah, same.
I'm not going with our Win Diesel.
No.
Maccabees Betway Bandits.
Betway.
Betway as well.
Top G Dak to the Future.
Top G.
Dak.
Wild Hogs Baby Rays.
Baby Rays.
Wild Hogs.
LaSalle Warriors Midget Dime Squad.
Dime Squad.
LaSalle.
The Habibis Gruss's Crew.
BBs.
Habibis.
Demons Texas Cooches.
Demons.
Demons.
How many more games do we have left here, guys?
There's
A
so
lot.
many games.
Yeah,
The
man.
Royals.
My brain hurts.
Yeah, guys.
The
this is too
Royals
long.
Dewey Molas.
Royals.
Royals.
Betway Bandits MTL Red Blacks.
Red Blacks.
I feel like Betway Bandits has 8 games this week, so why not?
Yeah.
They go 8-0 this week. Betway Bandits.
Maccabees Fiddlers.
Fiddlers.
Maccabees.
Toon Squad Why So Serious.
Toon Squad.
Toon Squad.
Towers FT Gyprock State University.
Brock State
State
University
University.
just because of the name. That's a good name. That's a good name.
Yeah. Coed 1. Les Bleus versus Kiss My Outlaws.
Le Bleu.
Kiss my allies.
The Funny Club Ballbusters.
Footy Club.
Funny club.
Easy Fun Les Bleus.
Easy fun.
Label?
Coed 2. Block Party Fit Squad.
Fit squad.
The squad.
The Villains Flashbang Team.
Villains.
Villains.
Flamingos The IG Team.
Flamingos.
Flamingos, yeah.
Benchwarmers Kiss My End Zone.
Kiss my end
Kiss
zone.
my zone.
Hungry Hippos Team Rocket.
Hippos.
Hippos.
Fighting Tigers Fireball.
Fireball.
Fight. As much as I love Pitbull, I gotta go. Fighting Tigers.
Coed 3 Michael Scott's Tots. Kinda cool.
Scott
What?
Stotts.
Kinda cool?
No, I didn't hear you.
Oh,
Scott's
Michael
Tots.
Scott's Tots.
Okay.
Kinda cool.
Kinda
Scott
cool.
Stotts.
Sneaky Snakes Half and Half.
Half and half.
Sneaky snake.
Paquer Blocked Party.
Block
Block
party.
Fast and Furious 3 La Sec.
Last sect.
What's that?
We will go 35 plus.
By the way, the lack of creativity for Fast and Furious 3. Get out of here.
FPF Brody Windsor.
FPF.
FPF.
JMJ Polvij.
Povage.
Same.
Monster Gladiators.
Monsters. Oh, Glad, sorry.
Monster.
Pacemakers Rainmakers.
Rainmakers.
So many makers.
I
I will
making
go with
it.
the makers of Pace.
We are going to Women's Division 1.
Jesus, there's so many games.
Yeah, this is too long, man.
There's 3 divisions
Yeah,
left.
dude.
Two
Two.
divisions.
Let's go, guys.
Stars Torrents.
Stars.
Sorry, what was the game?
Stars UQTR Torrents.
Stars.
Brute Ghosted.
Brutes.
Brute.
Vortex Torrents.
Torrents.
Never learned. Vortex, easy.
Fit Squad Bees.
Bees.
Let's squad.
And Women's 2, our final division. Wildcats Steelers.
Wildcats.
Steelers Carababes.
Carababes.
Caribbean.
Phoenix VC Cubs.
Phoenix.
VC Cubs.
Cavaliers Dream Killers.
Cavaliers.
Cavaliers.
Red Nation Les Petits Miettes.
Petit Miette.
Yeah. Petit Miette.
Les Hiboux Les Loups.
The Louvre.
Yeah, sure. Hello.
Wolfpack Carababes.
Carababes.
Caribbean.
Linext Extreme Bullets.
The next.
The neck.
Phoenix Cavaliers.
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 Figure something
Yeah.
out.
We gotta do that
Yeah. we
10
gotta-
times?
Yeah,
11
we're not-
times?
We're not doing that 10 times, boys. I phased that after like the division
No,
3 games.
we need to do it because it's gonna be a reel each week, so we have to do it.
Yeah.
We literally are like contractually obligated to do that every week.
Man. All right. All right, we'll do it. We'll do it. I'm not here next week though. It's Iggy,
Yeah.
Peeze, and Eagle.
We hope.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
No. Unless you got eaten up by an alligator in the Everglades. I don't know.
Perhaps. I don't think he went to the Everglades.
He's not far.
Well, nothing is far from the Everglades of Florida. It's not a big state.
Miami is in the Everglades.
No, it's not.
Miami is like swampland. It's built on swamp.
It's not part of the Everglades.
No,
though.
but it's swampland.
Yes.
That's what it was.
All of Florida is swampland.
Anyway, magic words, please.
Well, Mo, I've officially booked my spa day Sunday, 1 o'clock.
Good night, McGill. They just lost to UCAM at the buzzer.
I set you up for Skylar Thompson. Skylar Thompson. Good night, Skylar Thompson. You ruined my life.
Big